get...
I never got a price on those Hydra eggs, or the Hydra baby. Either is acceptable. Also, something just crashed in the kitchen, and that's a terrible thing to start when I'm not going to be able to get up and play.
Yeah. I mean, it could be one of the cats.
Oh, no, it's certainly one of the cats. I just want to know what they've broken.
They've broken a thing.
I just heard a massive crash from the kitchen.
Crash. Crash, bang, wallop.
Crash Bandicoot.
The Wrath of
Alright,
Cortex.
here's the real question: is do you want a modified salvage loot table, effectively loot box in Iron Landing as well?
Yes.
Yes, absolutely.
Everything is
I
fire
feel like I
based.
feel like I should limit how much you can do this.
How much gold we got?
See, it was a D4. I'll give you a D8. There's a modification to this one. The primal salvage, call this one loot as well, is only from the table numbers 1 to 10. But I'll tell you what, I'll lower the cost of it, and you can do it 1d8 times.
Yep.
Ooh.
Bob, stop burping. We're alive now.
And I can't help it.
You can cover your mouth.
Can help it.
Absolutely
Like,
can help.
You can mute yourself.
For reference, I have belched like 4 times during the time we've been talking. I don't think anyone's caught on yet. So.
Okay, that's a different problem. You should probably look into that.
No, I've been drinking Coca-Cola.
Ah,
I've been
stop
drinking
Coca-Cola.
No.
Okay.
No canola.
Then don't complain about.
No, I'm complaining at
Belching
Bob for
Coca.
not his silent belps. Belps?
Right, Bob, just stop belching.
Now.
Bob Belcher.
No! No!
Yes.
No!
Yes.
Never!
Yes.
That sounded like a
Ow.
taser just
Bob
went off.
Belcher. Bob Belcher of Bob's Burgers.
You can't have my burger.
How are your
My
3
burger.
kids, Bob? How are your 3 kids and your wife Linda?
Don't have 3 kids on the way, Linda.
That answered your question.
I don't even own
Look.
burgers.
Look, Bob, if Ari is anything to go by, you can't confirm that.
I can confirm that. I'm not fucking Harry. You weirdo dragon person.
You guys had to. I'll just be over here. Let me know when you're ready to play.
I'm ready to go, yeah. We were vamping to give you time. You good?
Yes. The point. Pull your mic a little bit away from your mouth. I can hear you breathing.
Alright.
Alrighty then. I guess I'll go over additional bookkeeping stuff after the quick introduction. Welcome back to the world of Alterra, episode 38, Fire and Smoke. And I believe, for once, do we have everyone
I
today?
think we have everyone.
Yes.
I believe so.
Not in the Roll20 game, but we have everyone.
That's irrelevant. I'm sure there'll be something before that. So yes, let's do a quick round check for people who haven't been here for a while, for people who are tuning in for the first time and I don't know, doesn't know anyone's voices. We'll just do a quick hello. Let's go with, we're going to do something new today. Let's go by the Discord order. Alvina, are you always first? Say hi.
Howdy! And we'll
Moving
play
on, we'll go
again.
to Assassin. Say hi.
Hello.
Dr. Zormir.
Hi.
Fade.
Hello, everyone.
Hook you.
Hello there.
Kermit the Frog.
Joining us today, Kermit. Gwent.
Hello.
Lou.
Hey.
The point, is your name the same in Discord? Yep. The point Soggy Bottom.
It's different than our girlfriend.
Wow.
That's what it says in the thingy. Apparently in Roll20 it's the point, aka the Forge Master.
Yes.
And voice from the sky.
I'm Chris McKenzie. I will be your DM for today. Previously, our characters had managed to infiltrate Iron Core, and we're doing a surprisingly good job of not immediately running into combat. I know it's bewildering. Other than like a lava worm, but very
That
fell
doesn't
down.
count.
So,
I actually, fun you should mention that. I actually got an award in the mail
For being a
signed by
lawful
Matt
one?
Mercer. No, signed by Matt Mercer that said, "Congratulations on the first ever successful infiltration in D&D. Love from the whole gang at D&D Beyond." And yeah,
Why did
it was
Matt
just the
Mercer
best.
do it?
I don't know. Yes, and Wolfie. Fuck's sake.
But it's way funnier
Continue.
this way.
In their
bit-
pursuit
the bit-
through Iron Core,
The bit has
the
been
party split off into the two groups of Zormir
Yes.
and everyone else.
See, people say don't split the party, but I think this one has gone quite efficiently.
Zormir manages to has managed to charm their way in through the use of their skills into a potential apprenticeship with a primal fire giant smith themselves.
You say skills, I say sexual tension.
I don't think. I think the Fire Giant Smith is more into the suit than Zormir, I'm going to be honest.
As Elder
You need to sit
Arazak
on the floor.
seems to have been inspired by the innovative use of metal in your entirely artificer customized suit of armor.
I'm actually kind of curious what he wants to build, I'm going to be honest.
Who knows? The
Yeah.
DM definitely doesn't have plans for this. And he has invited you down into the secretest, most lowest layer of Iron Core, into the forges of the primal fire itself, where you have seen the other 4 making up 5 primal smiths at work around what can only be described as the very essence of flame personified. However, you have also been struggling to stay awake from sheer heat exhaustion, and we'll come back to you later to see if you manage to regain your consciousness in time. The rest of the party have been teleported up to Iron Landing, where they are now among the marketplace of Iron Core that is selling quite a heavy amount of export in terms of iron and ore, in terms of metals, in terms of fire-based creatures, cinder crystals, and a primal salvage 1 to 10 loot box.
Yeah.
Because who doesn't like a lucky dip? And that is the Iron Core XL sheet updated in the port.
Yeah.
For Bane's sake, the Pyrohydral eggs are going for 2,500 gold.
Okay.
The Pyrohydra young is going for 5,000 gold. They also have Lava Shark eggs going for 1,250 gold.
Okay. I know where I'm going. I have enough for 1 egg. Apparently I have enough for 1 egg.
As you'll also see, for those of you interested in the bookkeeping, which I'm presuming only Zormir or Bob's next character, if Zormir dies, will be interested in, there is also a wide range of materials you can now gain to repair your ship with. As previously from Salvage and Deepwell, they had a limited selection of scrap that you could actually utilize, which has been restricting the player's ability or the character's abilities to fully repair their ship, just from a lack of resources, and particularly quality resources at that. However, these resources are a little bit more expensive. You can get some common metal units for 100, uncommon metal for 500, and their specialty item that each port has is obsidian iron units, which cost 1,000 gold per unit, but if used in the repair of your ship, gives your ship temporary resistance to fire so long as you continually keep repairing it with obsidian iron. The common and uncommon metals also award AC bonuses if utilized over scrap, which is cheaper but doesn't have the same benefits to it. They also have an unlimited supply of common metal because they're a foundry that's literally all the output is metal.
They're Fire Giant Volcanic Foundry. They've got a lot of metal.
in terms of upgrading the ship, are we going by the ship mechanics introduced in Saltmarsh, where each different segment of the ship, so like the hull has a certain AC and hit points, the helm and the engines and the sails, even though we don't have sails. Like, for example,
So
all have
different parts of the
AC
ship will have a
thresholds.
higher
Yeah.
AC than other parts.
Yeah. So like if we were to upgrade the hull rather than the helm, and they targeted the helm. Yeah.
Yes, there is a modified version of that. I put a little message here in the Discord in terms of what your current ship status is. The
There's
ship
also a
is
character
technically.
sheet.
Yeah, there's also a character sheet that I have not updated yet, but to be fair, I also don't think we've done anything to upgrade it.
Yeah, we haven't changed it yet.
Including repair costs and maintenance cost that pretty much Bob's been handling in the background for all of you. And there's also upgradable slots and stuff when you discover advanced technologies, but we'll worry about that more after this mission, since you currently don't have access to your ship since it's back in Deepwell, and you would need to actually dock your ship in this port if you wanted to come by resources and haul them away, unless you have some way of carrying those back to your ship.
We do. We have it's called looting the entire cargo ship that we're planning on doing.
No, that's fair, and I'll worry about that later.
Yeah.
So yes, that's all of the bookkeeping. There are other things available at the port. I've only documented things that are actually relevant from a mechanical and gameplay perspective. If you want to get anything that makes sense, that Iron Core is there. Anything cosmetic, I am fine with. They have T-shirts saying "I visited Iron Core. I love Iron Core" for Gwen. Things request.
Yeah.
They have trinkets and various specialty foods here, none of which have a mechanical benefit, so it doesn't matter. And I don't know, if you think that, hey, maybe an outpost that is specialized by fire giants and is a mine and foundry and forge, they do also have a crafting lair, so trinkets like rings and gems and all of those sort of supplies you can get here. Just ask and they'll probably have something to that, but common sense applies. Don't go asking for specialist ice crystals.
Would they actually have just bits of obsidian iron that aren't crazy pricey?
No, because they're rip-off merchants.
Well, it's also because obsidian iron is the specialty iron here, and only the fire giant of Iron Core can sell it themselves.
Yeah, that's what I was being like. Because I mean, I'm assuming unit isn't a single bar; it's a lot. So is there like much smaller unit?
Not for the sake
Okay.
of mechanics. If you, it depends what you're wanting to use it for, or what your goal is.
Just having a little bit extra, because I'm gonna, if Bob survives, I'm gonna get them to make that gauntlet, like adjust it for my size. So we might need just a bit of extra metal for that. So it wouldn't be a ton; it'd just be some.
Well, if you're actually crafting it to have any mechanical benefits, it would require a unit or more.
Oh, gotcha.
So
okay.
the unit is the base amount. It's a small couple of effectively ingots or bars.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Mechanically, the unit is the lowest thing you need for any sort of creation processes. You can have smaller pieces for cosmetics. Yeah, you can have lower amounts for like cosmetic if you just want like a small piece of like obsidian iron earring or something that doesn't have a mechanical purpose. But if you want to incorporate into magic items or equipment or upgrading ships or buildings or anything like that, a unit is the base that you'll find.
Gotcha.
It's also the amount you require to research and experiment if you are creating an item, as there will be scrap produced from it.
Oh, neat. Awesome. Yeah, that's what I was curious about.
Then we will return to the main part of the party for now. I want to see what they do before we switch back to Zormir and to see if Zormir manages to regain their consciousness with a couple things they wanted to do. I should actually pull up roll 20. Get rid of that weed. And return us back to Iron Landing. Previously, the party was having a short rest, and you have we'll say this is towards the end of the short rest, since you're probably unlikely to get immediately into combat or anything. But you have just been interacting with what appears to be a smoke genie of some variety, if you have yet to get their name. They have several smoke genasi servants or serfs inside their tent, and it appears to be some sort of smoke den for recreational purposes that they are kind of vendoring here.
Also, what's his name? Lou was forging us a amulet thing that was ID.
The trade and
Which you haven't rolled for yet.
No.
I literally just went up and checked if we'd roll for it, and we haven't yet.
What was Q's deception check for again?
When?
It
The
was convincing
33.
that
You guys. You
Oh,
nat
that-
it was
yeah, that-
convincing the genie that yeah.
That was an mistake. That wasn't actually a roll.
Yeah.
That's a shame. That's a wasted roll right there.
Yeah.
The smoke genie has just mentioned
The treasure
off
ball.
the cuff something about being, if you aren't interested in Iron Landing's like treasure vault. As he's begun to walk away, clearly not impressed or believing that Alvina is actually a fire giant
Dragon.
or fire dragon. But with that, we return to the party. The point having just returned back to the party, and I'll leave the point to describe what they're currently doing when they arrive at the party. Your mission was a success.
Okay. The point wandered off at some point before you found this into the market and has just walked back up, holding some sort of hunk of meat and biting into it. Still disguised as an Azir. She goes, "All right, what'd you found?"
Alvina's just staring at the food.
Where's mine?
No, like, you know how a
Look.
cat just stares?
I was staged over there if you want to go get one.
Thumb up, walks away.
We'll get to Alvina in a couple seconds. What's the rest of the party doing? And we'll go quickly around. Fukyu, what are you up to?
So, fuck you's probably watching this Jin, wandering off, being like, "Oh, I could have told you about things," and being like, "Wait, he could have told us about things. Why don't we trust him? He seems very reasonable."
I'm sure he is. Gwent, what are you up to?
Pulling the hood as far over my face as possible, staying in any shadow or smoke that is there, while keeping an eye firmly up north.
I bet that
That's fair.
considering you're a centaur, that is an amazing mental image. I imagine you just like crammed up in a corner, all 6 limbs.
It is not comfortable.
Lou Grim, what are you up to?
I'd be attempting to forge the trading license thing that Alvina had described.
You do so. The point, you notice this. But Lou Grim, go ahead and start giving me the beginning crafting check of... give me an intelligence check with proficiency for your forgery as you try and kind of piece together what you actually need to do this forgery. You get like a rough...
Would these seals that we obtained last week, would they give him any advantage?
No, just because those seals were specifically for the Iron Landing or the Iron Core insignia, effectively, whereas the trading licenses appear to use the larger monarchy insignia.
Yeah. And we've already failed to show that we actually own one because I got a 1, didn't I, on the fate check?
Guidance for all of them.
Yeah.
Okay, so it is a what?
I'm gonna
11.
reroll that.
Before you do
Roll-
that,
roll
the
guidance
point will
first.
wander over and look at you doing this and just go, "Yeah, you want it to look more like this," and we'll pull out his trading license.
What?
Wearing it on a ribbon around his neck. I know a guy.
I know a guy. Of course you do.
Everybody's
Where
got a
did you
guy.
get one of those?
Who do you
What
know?
guy?
Who do you know?
We've been here for 5 minutes. How did you get it?
Bards, they're the best.
Just over there. So, I made it. Yeah,
You made that?
it's not hard. Yeah,
Damn.
yeah, I made it.
Can
It's
you make
not that
any
hard to
more?
make one. You just, make it.
The DM knows
Started to
how
do that.
what's going on here. It is so funny.
Yeah. You don't just write a book. You just write it.
You just
Yeah.
do it.
Exactly.
You
It's-
can
it's the way
scale.
with all
You can
three.
scale Everest. You
Isn't it?
just do it.
Yeah, you just
Just put
do it.
one foot in
No,
front of the other until you
I
get.
don't see why this is so unbelievable.
Oh yeah,
Well, that's
Assassin.
when you do it.
I just realised, Assassin, you are also being carried away and currently apparently going for food.
So
Fair
food you
enough.
can't get without my trading license.
Shit.
I'm just gonna.
That's the joke. We're gonna get Alvina, who's just gonna be denied service.
I'm just gonna
Oh
stare.
no.
Oh,
She's
this
a
could only
Karen.
end badly.
Anyway, while they're chatting about the service thing, I would be. It would be remiss of me not to talk to Fukyu and suggest that we do in fact go after the genie, because if he knows, even yeah, no, I'm intelligent, but like I've got a child's mind, so yeah, we need money in order to buy equipment for the ship and to upgrade our armor. Treasure vault, the two are linked.
I've got a feeling that selling their own wares back to them in their own port is not going to end well. Just going to be honest.
Do not realize.
Yeah.
Yeah. If Fade's on with fuck you for that idea, fuck you's just gonna start wandering and start following
Yeah.
this Jin.
Yeah, I'm going with Fukyu towards the smoke genie's tent.
Awesome.
You will start going that way. We'll come back to you in a second. Assassin, what are you doing as you're being carried away in your water tank, having finally woken up after hours?
Yeah, I was doing more important stuff. But I heard there was food, so I decided to join you.
Yay.
There's food. Whether you'll get
Yeah.
some or not is a different story.
Yeah, exactly. So let's go get some food.
Yeah.
All right, we'll come back to Alvina and the point in a second. First, let's finish off. Look, as you look up at the point handing you out the medallion trade license composed of a variety of metals, would you like to continue crafting your own forgery? This would actually a little bit easier now that you have a reference point right in front of you.
Yes.
Then go ahead and give me that intelligence check, again, with advantage.
The point will be giving tips if Lou will take them.
And Gwent's doing
Lou will take
guidance, right?
tips.
Yep. Since this is a skill check, Gwent can also do guidance.
16.
Plus roll d4.
Don't forget, this is with your proficiency in forger tools, so
That's what
that's
it
a
is.
flat intelligence.
That's why we're going. It's a 16.
Yeah,
I just don't think he has anything that's got a proficiency for it.
Yeah, that's right. 16, and go ahead and roll me your D4 guidance. But,
Get a 4. Get a 4. Come on.
in theory, that should be pretty
Yeah!
There you go.
Hey.
Even
30.
better. That will increase the DC that anybody will need to inspect these at.
Yay.
All right, you begin to get a rough idea now, actually being able
Say
to
thanks
see it.
to the point for the use of his pass.
As you
That
look at
makes
it looks genuine, Lou. You wonder as to where the point ever got one of these. But more importantly, as you're able to actually study it up close rather than just having a glance of it at a distance, it makes your life so much easier. As we all know, attempting to forge something is much easier if you've seen more than a glance of it.
And more than Alvina's
I was just going off a
description.
description from Alvina.
Yeah.
Oh God, even
Yeah,
should have given
I'd seen it.
disadvantage on that first one.
It was I'd seen it. I think I got a decent number, didn't I?
Comparing what
I got a 16. That was
um,
why. I got a 16 on the history check to remember what it looked like.
comparing the attempted forgery based on Alvina's description, how bad is it?
I mean, for 7,
Like,
pretty bad.
But it would
to
have
the-
been an
11.
11.
Yeah. Well,
compared to the original one, is it like
Was it the description? Wasn't too bad though. I got a
that's fair. This was the information gathering point. So Lou hasn't actually begun creating it yet. This is a planning it out and actually knowing what it looks like, what
Right.
materials you
It's just a
need.
sketch.
This is schematics for it.
Yeah.
yeah? Does it have like
don't
a
know.
picture of the monarch like facing the wrong way?
Yeah.
It just is a
Upside down
picture of
crown
a. The monarch looks suspiciously like Alvina.
Well, as you'll remember, it actually has the
Rings.
a combined 5-point of the monarchy rather than a individual. So it has the primal princes of the evil elemental apocalypse symbols on them.
Fire, earth, water, and is it death? The last one.
Hearts.
Evil.
It was.
Evil. Okay.
is the element of evil.
Carrot, tent, pyramid, purple jewel.
Oh yeah, that.
But with that, Lou, you're able to start actually making it together, and we'll come back to you in a little second there as we switch over to Alvina and Assassin as you finally arrive at the tent stall, giving away what appears to be. Now, I did have information here as to what they actually have. It would be mutton because they have ram feet planes.
Yay! I like that.
What appears to be roasted mutton.
I wanted it to be roast beef.
2 on the nose.
Yeah, well, they have
That
sheep.
could still happen.
Okay.
Well, that's fair. It says sheep, oxen, bullets, and other large mammals.
Bullets are a mammal?
So
by the
it's
ship
free,
corn.
free money.
Are
gets
bullets a
taken-
mammal?
I thought a bullet's a mammal. That's cool.
Yeah.
I'm fine with them being a mammal
They're a
as well.
monstrosity, and they're a land shark.
To be fair, they do kind of look mammally. I get it.
Well, fair. I said an other large mammal. It doesn't mean the things before it were mammals.
But
Just that they
were.
have bullets on the field.
They are
Also,
technically
they are
techni-
monstrosity.
technically fish. But came before mammals, so everything can be before.
No such thing as a fish.
But either way, they have ram, sheep, oxen, bullets, and large mammals.
Yay.
There's also no such thing as a bear.
There's still an
So
exist.
Alvina is going to possibly just. Actually, yeah, I'm just gonna do it this way. She's just gonna stare at the food and just like mouth watering, like directly in front of whoever's the server, not interacting with the server at all.
Like some poor person's going up to the stalls and starving.
No, they're just basically gonna stare at it until they feel uncomfortable and give them food to go away.
Like
That's a
security.
smart plan. Would I have picked up on that? Is this an Alvina usual? When denied food?
Probably.
Because if so, Assassin will join in. As will Squinch. Exceedingly small stairs.
That's what Jamie does too.
It is what I do.
A totem pole getting more horrifying as you go up.
Yeah, actually,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
Right, Oh, interesting. Wait, is that coincidence?
Is that actually?
No.
Are they a fire elf or something?
Sorry, no, I was just looking at one of the documents, and there's just a name in here that I swear I didn't get from here. So, wild. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Is it a last name? I'm gonna make it a last name because this is hilarious. If so. So a elderly fire giant kind of bends down towards you, being that imagine there's a little like platform, like almost like larger or long step platforms for the smaller creatures who can go up and actually look at the stalls. Given that the stall is fire giant height, so it's half split in between like half of these platforms that the medium-sized creatures and traders that come here for like Agirs and all sorts of other elemental creatures can like easily get it, like step up and actually view the merchandise. But also for the large and huge creatures that they can just stand in this open area and look at the stall.
Does Alvina still have the Mark of the Inquisitorial Breath thing?
I didn't have one.
No, Fade drew one on you, basically.
We didn't have time.
Did we not?
No.
I've
We were gonna do that, and then the Primal Smith started walking towards us, and I went, "Let's move."
Right.
But she leans down towards you, and let's see, kind of has a look at you. Give me a charisma check to see how you hold yourself while salivating over food. See what your demeanor you're giving off.
You did it before.
I knew it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
She's so endearing.
The dice have decided.
Yeah, that was a nat 20 for anyone just listening.
Oh, no.
for a moment, she takes a stumble back, just staring into the intensity in your eyes. And there's something about you, something unusual to Noid kind, even without kind of. She might probably not connect the dots of like maybe she's a dragon or anything, because that's still quite a leap, and normally dragons don't take the forms of Noids. At least in this world, since Noids aren't the predominant race.
Yeah.
But there's something about those eyes that scream danger and power that she's not going to question the fact. She's going to overlook the fact you're annoyed and not be immediately racist towards you. As she kind of leans back down and in common, and in a little bit of broken common, because she's going to actually try and speak in what she assumes is the normal tongue for you. Can I help you? Would you like to buy a lamb leg?
It's just looks up, still really like intense gaze, and just nods.
I see. And do you have your trading license with you?
I just look very confused and look back at the food and just look up again.
Right, we're gonna say yes for now, because you're looking at my stall very like a lava shark smelling blood. How about I make up a little to-go basket? Do you have some gold on you?
I just nod.
All right. And would you like that in a pastry, or would you like that in meat form?
Ooh. Pastry means more food, so pastry. Pastry, please.
Would you like that doused in sugar?
Sure, why not?
Alright, so full frosting and everything. Okay. We also have our sister stall over here where I do my baked goods. You may have heard.
I would like be nudging Alvina's head, like patting, like I think 2 on top of her head, like 1 for me, 1 for Squidge too.
I'm sure they can see it because Alvina's just completely gone.
Thank you. Oh, right. Well, that will for the whole selection that'll be 3 gold.
Okay, I hand over 3 gold.
And let me just package this up for you. So what brings you to Iron's Landing? As she's packing away the pastries and the fresh lambs and a variety of treats into these very thin wooden boxes.
Hey.
Or slate boxes.
Ooh, nice. I'll just basically just go. I just got distracted by one of my chat talking about noodles. Sorry. Food. The food.
Oh, you're a traveling connoisseur of the fine
Culinary arts.
Culinary arts. Thank you.
Yeah. That's technically not wrong, is the thing. She's technically not lying.
It was just the way you said, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh well, you've probably heard of us. That's why you're here, right?
I look up. Is there a sign?
Yes, there is a bunch of branding everywhere for the Sweet Fang.
Ooh.
Oh.
Hell yeah. I have now. I smelled it. It was good.
Oh, thank you. We're famous for using salamander heat for consistency.
It's just. So you know how Alvina's eyes don't usually have like pupils because they're just solid glowing green? It's just stars appearing.
So the anime apotheosis is happening.
Yeah.
But assumingly you're if you're a fan of the culinary arts, you must know about the festival of the sweet cake.
No. I'm really curious.
Darling. Oh, you sweet. sweet frozen child. It's only a couple months away. I've been preparing myself non-stop, busying, trying to discover that perfect recipe to beat out old Wind Guts himself. He thinks he can beat me at the next festival. We'll see. We'll see.
I want to point out this character
Wind
so far
Guts.
reminds me of my grandmother.
Sorry, sorry. That name again was Wind Guts, was it?
Yep. Specializes in bean-based food.
It's very heavily, given her tone, implied that it's like an insult, like a swear, like grumpy guts or
It's a
something.
derogatory term, but not a serious one, basically.
But not an
I'd like to
actual
lean-
name.
I'd like to lean down to Alvina and say, ask if they need a taste tester.
Do you need a taste tester?
Oh, that's sweet of you to offer, but I've got like 20 grandchildren to do that.
I would just nod.
Lean over again to Alvina. Ask her if she's taking adoption application.
Not doing that one.
And it was this point that the party never left Ironcore ever again.
And Alvina's stomach grew 3 sizes that day.
That's most days, I think.
No, it normally doesn't.
Yeah, loosen that belt, Alvina.
What belt?
But that's all. That's all your goods
Thanks.
bundled up. Now you want to have it hot, or at least for the freshly cooked ones. For the sugary sweets, they last days. However, I don't think I've ever seen anybody go more than a day without eating them. So don't you worry. And I hope you enjoy. And if to tell your friends about the Sweet Fang. Where, as you can imagine, being out here in the outpost, it's difficult to drum up a large clientele. But, well, you know, my husband works here, so it's just easier that way. And I still travel back to the Fatherlands every year for the festival. So.
Mm. Okay.
I really want Fuck You to turn up just wearing a lampshade and be like, who's your husband? But he's already gone off to the gym.
Thank you very much. I'm looking forward to this.
No problem. It's lovely to meet you, Miss
Alvina.
Alvina. Bless you. And your talking backpack?
That's assassin.
None of your business.
That's assassin.
It
Cost
like,
you for my name.
I just know it's assassin. As you say, it's the.
yeah, I really like the fact that just none of your business is that's assassin. Dang it, Alvina. I have a reputation to upkeep.
Well, oh, you two seem like quite the pair. Many blessings from the monarchs on your travels, and oh yes, I'm Chef Arazag.
I fucking knew
There
it.
we go.
I fucking knew. I went. That is, isn't it?
Hilariously,
Right.
That
Does
wasn't
someone want to
intentional.
fill
Was
me
it?
in?
That's the name of the primal smith that took Zormir down into the freaking depths.
I assume this is now that
This
one's
is his
spouse.
wife.
Yeah,
Right.
That's why I wanted to be there and be like, who's your husband?
Yeah. I
Oh
fucking-
my god.
Thing is,
Two
Alvina.
adoptions. We adopted 2 noids. These are our kids now.
Thing is, by the way, Alvina didn't hear
Assassin,
the guy's.
give me a history check.
Hear the thing.
History.
Alvina didn't hear the guy's name.
Boop, boop, boop. Doop-a-doop-a-doop.
27.
27. That was at 19. Dang.
All right. Let's see. There should be a button allowing me to. Yes, you. This name conjures forth a memory. You've heard this name before. It was written down on a piece of slate document. As you recall the document number 3 that you found from the Tower of Death.
Oh.
What is there? Oh!
Oh,
Right
it's
here.
that!
Oh my god!
Great. So, I think it was-
Oh. Oh my god. I want to as we're wrapping up the conversation, like lean over and just be like, have you made any differences to the recipe since last time? You done any
Remember, this was a
changes?
private correspondence that never reached its destination.
Oh shit.
So if you would like to tell her you've interrupted her mail, fair enough.
Oh.
Because that's illegal.
Do we know where they got it from the Tower of Death, or was it just in there?
It was just in the tower.
It was from a pile of salvage that Cross and Bones had acquired along with the other artifacts. It seemingly appeared as if, and also where you discovered the piece of Imix's crown. Apparently, it was from a either crashed, destroyed, or looted transport vessel heading from Ironcore back to the Fatherlands. That must have been interrupted somehow.
I was
but
going to
Okay.
say we just found it. Someone else had already.
Someone else
taken
had
it,
done
got rid of
that.
it.
Cool, cool,
Yeah.
cool. Right, then I have the perfect thing then of being like, wait a minute, Alvina.
Yeah?
What was the name? Name?
Well,
Points at Chef. Name?
Chef Arazak.
Yeah. I think I have something for you.
This is
one thing.
from her to the Fatherland. So
I
she
am
will-
for
Return
two
to sender
intern.
thing. You know, it's like, if not delivered, return here.
Yeah, I want to kind of do her a favor of, can I have Squidge root around in the backpack and make, like, an envelope and seal it at this point and being like, I think I have something for you. I think we found something. One second. And have Squidge hand up, like, a folded envelope and just, like, hand it over and be like, I only saw the name. I didn't read anything else. I think this is yours. Thanks for the food. Wink.
Oh, okay. What
Alvina's
is
very
this?
confused.
I don't know, it's just your name's on it. I feel like you should have it.
Oh, interesting. As she kind of begins to open up the technically it was a stone tube that she just kind of pulls open and pulls the rolled up slates from.
Yeah.
Covered in tentacle slime.
I think Assassin's going like, I can't read, so I feel like you're better having it.
Oh,
Assassin has committed the recipe to memory though.
Yes, I can't read, but I did read your name on it.
I'm about to say,
Yeah.
is it written in giant or is it written in like common?
I can read all languages like Eyes of the Runekeeper.
Oh, I'm just asking because if it is
Oh,
written
fair.
in common, Alvina would have also tried to learn the recipe.
It was written in giant.
Okay. Then yeah, Alvina would have read it.
Well, isn't this a flicker in the wind? This is my letter. I wrote this. Oh, ages ago. How?
What a coincidence, right?
Well, I don't understand. How did you acquire this?
Found it.
I look at the tube. Did we find that in a tower?
Sort of.
Okay.
This is Assassin staring of going like, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, well, now, darling. What do you mean you found this? This is one of my private letters.
I just found it lying about.
This
I'm
should
a,
have been on a transport ship back to Infirm.
I'm a really good finder.
We found a bunch of boxes that had crashed and we just picked a couple bits up and we're going to deliver bits. That one said iron core on it.
Well, that doesn't make any sense. How would have this gotten from a secure transport ship to?
And Alvin did say it just found a crash, essentially.
Are you saying that you found a crashed transport ship?
Not boxes.
The car.
I'm sorry. Maybe I should. Maybe you should speak to some of the guards. Guards.
Oh shit.
And
I thought you
yeah, you
said
brought
about
up
the
this,
favor.
innit? Alvina's gonna plead ignorance because she is.
Oh shit.
Good
Fine.
thing we're speaking to a smoke genie right now, huh?
We'll leave that over as some fire giant guards come your way to question you about these personal documents that should have been on a secure transport vessel that you seem to have come into your possession somehow.
Oh.
So it's fascinating how strangers managed to come across confidential information.
Uh-oh.
Yeah,
As we-
literally the day before we're supposed to rob one of their transport vessels, you're gonna get thrown in jail. Fantastic.
That
As
just means
Guys, good team.
I'll have inside knowledge.
If all, hey,
As
you never know, we might
move over
we might make it to the leader.
to
Get yourself hired as. Oh, that's two backseating, a good idea.
Get yourself
to
hired.
Okyu and Fate as you start approaching through the tent of the smoke genie towards them as they are currently just standing around, kind of drum up business.
On the way, I turn to you and say, "This is weird.
I mean, yeah.
I feel like we don't hang out very much. We don't have many scenes together."
What do you mean scenes?
Stop fucking off, Frank.
Oh, well, so whenever I have memories, I replay scenes from my life via the eye. I don't remember many of us. This is a new memory. Let's talk
Okay.
to this guy about the treasure.
Right. You. What do you mean you know things about treasures and stuff?
You just shout that.
Yeah, basically.
Maybe we should be a bit quieter about treasure so that others don't muscle in on it.
Okay.
Oh no, you wouldn't be interested. It's a plot. It's a plot that requires sophistication.
Oh, it's some
I
kind of
don't-
plot hook.
I don't think your rabble-rousing group would be up to the task.
All right.
How does.
Maybe
no,
not the full group. But
It's
what
all
about
right.
the
Bye.
Oh, he's gone.
The full
No,
group, but the group of
fuck you,
fools.
put his lampshade on his head. Let's roll a
Stealth.
This is why.
Yeah.
Please,
This is
nat
why we
20
don't
then.
have. This is why we don't hang out.
This is why we don't.
Immediately abandoned.
He actually just teleports away.
Stealth is
Material component for teleport is
20?
20.
That's a bad roll for him, but
yeah. That was a 9 on the dice.
Mm,
what's that?
What is-
So fuck you's just standing there with a lampshade on his head now.
Hilariously, it's higher than the passive perception, so fair enough.
And he's
Oh,
gone!
God.
Goblin's gone!
Where'd your friend go?
Anyway,
he's
He's gone.
Oh. And that lamp from the ship is back. I'm sure this lamp is following me.
Only at night time.
I investigate the lamp.
Only at night
Investigate
time.
the lamp. I'm sure it's nothing.
Yeah.
So, about this treasure then.
shh, keep your voice down. Keep your voice down.
Yeah,
It's like
keep your
you've never
voice down.
screamed before. Your lamp just spoke.
It does that. It does that.
Anyway,
Look!
This is what it is.
God, you guys are really loving this bit, aren't you? With the lamp.
Yeah.
We are
Please,
children!
please.
Everything in the world.
We are children, okay?
Rob
It's
the end out there watching. Don't worry about writing plots or settings. Just go along with one of the players hiding in a lamp.
Just put a lampshade on their head and
As a
we'll just
lamp.
buy it. It's a talking lamp. Of course it's
I'm
talking.
DMing on Sunday, and that is my plan. So-
Yeah.
It's
Honestly-
the way we play it as well.
Honestly,
It's the way we play it.
for also last Geddon session, I made up in 5 minutes and just let the players run from there. So yes, it technically does work.
Yes, the lamp does that. It's a member of the party almost.
Oh, one of those doppelgangers I've heard so much about.
Shrugs.
Just lamp.
Well,
Anyway.
it clearly hasn't aroused the suspicion of our
No,
leader.
but that could
So
be useful. But like I said, I'd be taking on a great risk to divulge my ploy, my schematics, my scheme. The reward would be worth it, but how do I know that you're up to the challenge? After all, I can't exactly be getting involved with amateurs.
Fuck you then takes off the
Lampshade.
lampshade and says,
Well, we did kill, unseat the Oni King, so there's that.
I don't
Hey.
know who that is.
a little exclamation
Mr.
point
King.
appears above my head, and a
He's the king of the Oni. Who do you think he is?
What Oni?
The Oni King.
Right, yeah, but like, Onis, there isn't a collective culture.
Well, apparently it's enough of a culture to have a king.
So
They
your
weren't-
only claim to fame is the murder of the regicide of a king I've never heard of.
We've only been in
Yes.
this world for like a month or two, so
It's not a bad start.
Yes.
What are you,
he's only like,
constructs?
he's only about 3 weeks old.
Hmm?
Experiments gone
I-
awry?
That
This one
second
definitely
one,
looks like an experiment gone awry.
I,
Points to fuck you.
I was a construct, and now I have the look of an experiment gone awry.
What? No, you look
The-
normal. It's fine.
I
You're
look
not.
down
You're
at
not
my mismatched
shapeshifting
hand,
into a lamp.
my Oni hand and my fire hand. I look down at them and my mismatched legs, and
Fuck you, as a
Sure.
wear lamp.
yes,
Where lamp?
I'm just saying. I know the Republic has been experimenting with innovative types of were creatures, but the were lamp is ridiculous.
a lamb.
Fuck you.
Yeah,
Well,
make a note.
Fuck you. Just
Where
looks at
lamp?
his lampshade.
Wear lamp. Wear-
Somewhere
is
the
that- is that-
assassin.
Oh, I'm
Yeah,
having
is
a
that
Cover
just a
assistant
changeling
going-
mimic?
About no, I was
Oh,
about to
no.
say,
Where
wear mimics. Just give you that one, Chris, for free.
Were mimics.
Why not
You
use
can
an
actually-
actual mimic at that point?
Because
Yeah, you can actually have an aberrant mind sorcerer have their bloodline come from mimics,
Cool.
or be a plasmoid. Anyway, what can we do to show you that we mean business? Hmm?
Well, I've also got this fire elemental out there who ate part of Imix's soul.
Give me a persuasion check.
you know, this fire elemental ate a piece of God.
You definitely believe it.
Nat 20? 27?
Oh, yes.
We're rolling hot tonight.
What
Oh,
is
the
this
dice
a good
include
thing?
it.
Is this a
My
good
arm.
thing?
And my on fire is a gift from you. That's a complete lie.
That's unbelievable.
Wait,
But
wait,
it,
what?
it
I'm
is,
sorry.
it is part of Imix's fire.
Could you repeat that? You have a fire elemental or a fire spirit that did what?
We kind of accidentally summoned a part of Imix's soul. Then I threw a key at it with a fire spirit in it, and it ate it.
Now, very carefully describe to me what you mean by Imix's soul.
Well,
Also, our freaking dragon keeps a chunk of him in a
Are we
jar.
are we talking about just an essence of fire, or is it a physical object?
It,
What do
it
you
was a
believe-
physical. It was a physical object, and then it exploded, and then Imix's soul came
wait.
out.
Describe
And
to me
then-
what this physical object looked like.
It was a big ball.
Oh. Okay.
About yay big. Oh wait, you know, he's asking for the crowd.
It was about as big as
Your
Do
head.
you know what a melon is?
Melon.
Yes, I know what a melon is.
Right, big melon.
I see. Right. Okay? So it was an explosive sphere, right?
Yeah. So we threw it at a bunch of only guards.
Yes, I understand. That's not nearly as impressive as I thought it was.
Well, Imix's soul was in it, so clearly it was slightly
Oh,
impressive.
yes, but Imix's soul is in all of them. That's not exactly... Like, they're rare, but they're not unheard of.
Alright, but what about my fire spirit eating the soul?
Well, it's a fire spirit. It consumes fire. I've never heard of one devouring a piece of Imix's flame before, but logistically it makes sense. Again, rudimentary, mundane. No, maybe I was right in my initial assessment. You, after all,
Also
you are
gained
just annoyed.
sentience. It also gained sentience afterwards.
Yeah.
It can learn. It's almost like a Noid itself now. It's like a fusion of physics and a Noid soul in that it's elementals that learning and growing in power.
All elemental spirits are sentient. That's how the primordial powers work.
That was bad.
I'm not so sure about that.
Wow, racist. You're talking to an
Anyway.
elemental, by the way.
No,
Yeah.
in order for
Go
my scheme, you'd have to be somebody of note, somebody able to, or somebody's able to get through the highest of securities. You don't think they keep their treasure just out in the open, do you?
If you want to change people's shapes and things, I've got this.
Pulls out the wand of polymorph.
The staff of polymorph, as it currently is.
Well, it was attuned to fuck you, so it's turned back into
That was
a wand.
actually-
Yeah, it'll be resized.
Yeah.
We are also traveling with a dragon. One of the Inquisitors. I'm her translator. One
Yeah,
of the
A red dragon,
Inquisitors
by
of
any
the
chance? Was it the one you were trying to pass off as a dragon 5 minutes ago?
Yeah.
She is a
Yeah,
dragon.
that's not a dragon.
How can you be so sure?
I don't even know how to dignify that.
That gerbil, it's a dragon. Don't worry.
Fuck you's just digging through his bag, see if he's got anything in there that could potentially, like...
I'm
No,
very
it's-
happy to say that Alvina has most of the valuables, unfortunately.
You can stop now. I think, being the judge of character that I am for finding worthy partners in crime, you are unworthy of my attention. So I'm not going to divulge my secreted knowledge that I have to access the treasure vault and find the very lucrative treasure within.
Would
I
fuck
do
you's
have a Hail
background-
Mary.
Yeah. Would fuck you's background as a criminal help in any way?
Give me advantage on like persuasion checks to interact with this guy, but not right now.
Right.
But I suppose I could offer you an olive branch, so to say, or a tree branch.
I do have a Hail Mary.
Who's
My
married?
my Wand of Wonder Emmett's arm thing that we homebrewed.
And how will this convince him that you are worthy partners in crime to carry off this scheme and not get caught?
I would offer to demonstrate it. I'll point
But
at a random object.
what would it do?
and I have no idea. It's random.
It's gonna fucking
Yeah,
lightning bolt.
that's not really useful for a heist mission here.
Yeah,
Does I was gonna say, does he
Yeah,
have
no.
anything like on his table or desk or anything?
Pick his
that
pocket.
could be worth stealing.
Nick his keys. The keys to his tent.
I don't think tents have keys.
Exactly. That'd be more impressive.
He has
impressive.
decked out in jewels and rings, bracelets of all kinds. You can see. What is your passive perception?
My passive is 14.
14. His clothes are lavish and baggy, if in this kind of muted, swirling, almost smoke-covered mist.
Okay. Whilst Fade is essentially distracting him, Fucky's going to put the lampshade back on his head and try to stealth and steal like a pouch off of the Jin's waist or something.
All right.
So I'll do a stealth check as a lamp.
Oh, I'm still my wallet.
Oh my wallet.
Yeah, it's 21 for the stealth.
Alright, you succeed.
Steal his
And
nose
then
ring.
A
Steal his...
sleight of hand check to pickpocket him.
Sleight of hand.
Please, Nat 20,
Do I
just
get-
loot all
Do
of
I
it.
get advantage because I'm hidden?
Yeah, do I think
Yeah, I'll give you advantage because
Someone
he's been
by
distracted
distract.
by Fade,
Yeah.
and you're hidden.
Cool.
Just Nat 20 this and steal everything on him.
14.
Honestly, I just thought that fuck you's sleight of hand would have been better than that, actually.
No, it's only a +5.
Yeah, I thought it'd be like another 11.
Going by the base genie stat blocks, which I've been using for his modifiers, he has a passive of 13.
Yay!
Oh,
He does not appear to be.
Oh my god.
Observant.
It's not a wise point.
To be fair, most genies don't need to be observant usually.
Yeah,
They're
I
kind of
think-
strong.
like most genies
I
don't
think
try to
the,
get robbed by a lamp.
Your lamp just talked. It made it very clear to me that there's not a single brain cell singing around this genie's
Maybe-
skull.
Fuck you would have tried to go for something
Since
that
primordial,
Oh.
Yeah, fuck you would have gone
Since the
something
wars.
that looked kind of important.
Oh, is Rate of Trade?
since the wars, since the Prime Wars or the primordial wars or whatever, and it's still going on. Have genies ever been enslaved in lamps? Maybe this is where their hatred of lamps in this world comes from. I don't want to be trapped in a lamp. I know what they do. They rob you.
I need to make an item which is an electric lamp with a genie in it now.
A lava lamp.
I love them. No, that's been done. That's actually been done. Fairly Odd Parents has already done that one.
That'll be a fire genie.
And you'd happy something around the back of his person, so probably a pouch of gold or something.
Okay.
Since anything else would be like in front of him, which is much harder DC to get. His passive would just be for the back end of him. But you can pickpocket his pouch of gold if you want.
Yep, so it would go back to the pouch of gold, like, steal that. Walk back out to the front.
Check
next
how much
to
is in it
Fade.
first. Check how much is in it first.
Yeah, you'd have a look in it, see if there's any like platinum coins in there.
There are 50 platinum coins in there.
Don't tell him you nicked
25.
it. Don't tell him you nicked it. Just keep it.
Okay, yeah. fair.
That lamp
That-
took you.
Actually, I was just gonna empty it out and then like drop the bag.
That lamp
Right,
nicked
how would
it.
you like to empty it out?
I'm just gonna like put it, like hold the bag and put it into my bag of holding and then just like shake it and empty it.
All right, you do so. You hear no sound coming from it.
Huh.
Hmm.
Check it again. It might have actually worked because it's you basically put it into a black hole.
Yeah, it depends on if the bag that I stole was another bag of holding.
No, then you'd very much notice immediately if it
Yeah.
was another bag of
Yeah,
holding.
We'd all know about that.
Yeah.
Um,
You
A
just
bag
make-
hold is also like a large satchel side bag, and not a pouch.
Also,
This is a
would-
pouch holding.
then,
also,
yeah,
if you put a bag of holding in a bag of holding, it creates a black hole.
Yeah. Then he's like confused. He's just gonna like turn the bag round and like look into it again.
There's 50 platinum coins in there.
He's gonna reach in and try to take them out.
You do so. You get the first top layer, and they come away from the bag quite easily.
And then drop them into my bag of holding.
They appear stuck
Oh.
to your hand.
Interesting.
I was wondering.
this as a description.
How
Is it
many?
an anti?
How many before fuck you gets actually significantly damaging unarmed attacks?
I'm going to assume at least 7. Actually, let's roll a d10 to see how many, or d6 plus 4. 6. There are 6
6.
coins attached to your hands.
Okay. Fucky's gonna then look at his hand. Look at the bag. Then throw the bag at the Jin's head.
You do so as the coins against your fingers begin biting you.
It mimics.
What is your AC?
My AC is 16.
16? Oh, lovely. Anything rolled higher than a 13 bites you. So one of them bite you. And oh wow, these things do a decent amount of
It is a mimic.
damage
Uh-oh.
as well.
They might be actually. Are they actually mimic stats? Because mimics fucking hurt.
So that is, are you resistant to acid damage?
Ooh.
No.
Oh
You
god.
take 23 mixed damage.
Oh god. That's a bitey boy.
Biting coin.
A bag of bitey boys.
Bag.
As suddenly, the genie raises their hand and catches a bag flying at their face, and then equips it back to their belt.
I chuckle and say, lamp that
Fuck.
steals.
Fuck you. At this point, he's just slamming his hand with the coins like in between his hand and the table. He's just
Fuck you,
constantly
stop playing
slamming.
with the mimics. Would you stop playing with the mimics?
See,
sorry.
now, your partner has unfortunately demonstrated another flaw in trusting you as my partners. A lack of intelligence. Or any eye or nose for deception. How easily you're bewildered. What if I were to give you the secrets for accessing the treasure vault, and you were to only access the top layer of it, a hidden, or, what's the word I'm looking for here?
An
Deploy?
antechamber? Decoy?
A decoy, there we go, thank you.
I don't know
What if you were to
That's
simply
okay.
steal the decoy, unaware of the true treasure beneath?
Well,
We've
that
got
is what-
smarter people in the party.
Yes, he just is.
No, I
Thanks.
need assurances. I need to be rewarded something in case you fail. So I need 2 promises. Well, I need 1 promise and 1 upfront payment, and I will give you the secret access code to Iron Core's treasure vaults.
This
How
sounds like
do
a
we
pyramid scheme.
know? How do we know that we don't just pay you? You give us that. This leaves us in a bit of a predicament. With you are standing there with the access codes, or they could be fake access codes, and also our money, and we have nothing at that point. And you could then order your slaves to attack us.
You do know that we're guests here in a fire giant outpost.
We're in a muck.
Any assault
Yes,
upon you would
yes.
immediately call upon the guards.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
honestly, it's like working. I forget how frustrating it can be to work with imbeciles. I have to spell out and explain everything about this to you, don't I?
It does help.
I'm liking this guy more and more, by the way.
I am not enjoying this guy. It reminds me of the amazing Jam.
Yeah, I like the
I
jam.
love jam.
Yeah.
Jan's my second cousin, twice removed.
Look, this is an optional deal.
Oh, he's another one. They said there were multiple.
But this isn't a doppelganger.
How do we know?
Shifter.
How do we know?
What is
Oh,
We don't know that.
What is the promise and the payment?
Let's see. Given the value of the treasure you are attempting to steal, which of course I will share in any rewards that you make, you consider me an information broker, if you will.
You
Think
also
so.
haven't told us what sort of treasure it is, whether it's worth anything at all. Is it priceless, like a mother's love kind of priceless, or the good kind of priceless?
You're right.
The
I
priceless that can
apologize.
get you
I forget I have to explain to you that an outpost treasure vault may contain anything of value.
I am missing.
No, I do
half of my
apologize.
skull here.
How forgetful of me that I have to lower my standards even more.
I can turn my face to the right and show off the missing part of my skull.
Why don't we just
Oh.
trust that the fire giants have put something valuable in their treasure vault, shall we?
I was half expecting him to go, maybe I should have talked to your fake dragon. They seem more intelligent. That'd be a great one.
I was going to ask for 250 in gold, but I'm going to double that to 500 because I honestly don't think you'll succeed.
Have you got 500? I've got 500. I'm not
Yeah, you
even-
talk broke, aren't you?
I've
I have
not
a
even
lot.
got 30
I'm
gold.
500 short.
Wait, are you telling me not only are you incompetent schemers, dimwits, and a lack of visionaries, you're also poor?
They say that with such venom.
Honestly.
Yeah,
Damn.
yeah, never mind
I
the
could
worst
forgive being
insult,
racist.
being poor.
I mean, they don't really trust me with money.
Oh, by
Last
the
time I did.
monarchy.
They are being bitten by platinum coins right now.
I do
I-
apologize.
All this time, Fucky was still hitting his hand against the table with his mimics on it.
Anyway,
trying to, like, beat
go
them
go
off.
away if you don't have the money to buy my information. Paying customers only.
I have 100 platinum in my.
Why do you have 100 platinum?
I have money. I don't
do you
spend
have?
anything. I don't have. It's,
Yeah,
it's
but you have to
written
acquire
down.
it from
Yeah, he's
somewhere.
just saying you don't start. Starting funds 100
Yeah, we-
platinum was not on the thing,
Yeah,
was
no,
it? Chris.
we split up a bunch of loot early, and I died before I could spend it. Please tell me I still have it, rattling around in me somewhere, please.
Why?
I don't want to get rid of that.
You got
Oh,
hit by a
oh, no,
nuclear
no,
weapon.
Surely.
Yeah, that shit's gone, mate. All your equipment was gone.
You got hit by a nuclear weapon.
I looked down at my robot leg. The 100 platinum is just studying it, but melted into. I could give you this leg, but I needed to walk.
Yeah, that leg is of no value to me. Go away, paying customers only. Come back to me when you actually can afford my plot hooks.
Well, I mean, you
also-
didn't even
What?
give us any proof that it was a real thing.
Also,
Yeah.
isn't that leg a magic item?
No,
Oh, I thought it was a rocket.
just a leg.
I thought it was a floating thing.
The guards, these individuals are harassing my business.
We're getting. Don't
That's-
worry.
he's trying to tell people how to like break into your vaults and shit.
Yes.
You just see the smoke genie like grin as you say this. Yes, because they're definitely going to believe that. Now you look poor and crazy.
I mean, that's nothing new. So
That's nothing has changed for our standard.
we-
Guards,
we may-
these individuals are harassing and threatening me now.
We
Okay.
may look poor and crazy, but at least we aren't soaking wet.
As he leans into the pair of you. Well, at least you'll be of some use to me. A distraction at the least.
Oh, we're good.
As
at
he
that.
suddenly falls to the ground. Oh!
I
Oh!
cast Cure Wounds. I cast Cure Wounds on him.
You're casting magic at me!
I'm about to say this is not going to be a problem.
As suddenly the slowly walking over guards begin to frantically run towards you.
Question: does that include the guards that were going for Alvina?
No, you guys are at different ends of the force.
Fair. I mean, that'd be
As you
very
are now actively
Um,
casting magic in a hostile scenario.
It's Cure Magic. Just trying to help him.
They are unaware of this.
If they're not
Going to
magic
explain-
casters, they don't need it.
I'm going to in giant to them.
Yes.
We'll never know what they said in Giant.
Yeah.
But anyway, we'll come back to that in a second. As we leave the somehow two parts of the party. The point and Gwen and Lou, you all sit in the little alleyway next to the tent, hearing the commotion coming out. That is now the front of the tent, as giants run past the alleyway.
I love that. I love that. I'm not even the one who caused the combat-based problem.
For a change.
As we switch down to the lower levels of Iron Core,
Get Mira back into the bathroom.
as
Man,
twisting
just-
and turning in their heat-exhausted fervor.
Can I just quickly say, and they're talking about me dying?
Yes, you're still the most likely to die.
Yeah, give it
Are
5
you
minutes, mate.
sure?
Go on.
Yes,
Are you sure?
yes, because
I
Fucky's
have-
just going to run away.
That's fair.
You,
Fucky's going to don his lampshade and just disappear.
I have a. You might escape. All right.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Zormar, in your darkened haze, your eyes closed as you can feel the heat pressuring and squeezing the life out of you. You can hear the mumblings of the giant tongue at your peripheral, drifting words among the void as you are focused inward on reclaiming your consciousness as quickly as you can. I believe you had some plans for here that you wanted to attempt.
Yeah. I'm gonna try and focus on the witness ring and thinking inside to my head, I need to witness this. I need to see this. This ring has to be able to absorb some of this heat away from me or something. It's Arcanite. For goddamn sake.
Give me a charisma check.
I'm back.
Charisma.
I just heard charisma check. That's a bad sign.
As you attempt to force your
Was
will
earlier, yeah.
upon the ring, and requested aid in your situation. Let's see if you have a force of will.
Ouch! Well, that
Wait.
unconscious will do that for you. Yeah.
Would you like to do anything before I
Would you
announce
like
the
to re-roll
results
that?
of your force
Yeah.
will?
I'm gonna basically use my
Fate.
yeah.
Destiny.
Come on, charisma.
Do not natural one again. Thank
Ah,
God.
there we go. 17's not bad.
Right. As you hear almost like a digital voice wash above your head in a staticky ensemble of noise, you can't quite make out the meaning for in your delirium state, but you do get an image. You do get an image of what appears to be the face of a gold arcanite construct. Larger and much more ancient and in presence. And suddenly the ring begins to recrystallize into a gold color. As the energy around you begins to flow through the life-giving arcanite and back into you, as you can feel your heat exhaustion lifting, your mind becoming clearer as the heat in the room is evoked into energy of the life-saving variety.
Transmuted, possibly.
Energy changing is evocation.
Ah.
Converted.
Yeah, I want to throw in the School of Magic word. It's evocated into life energy. And you become conscious again. You're still slightly swaying and a little bit dizzy. There's a slight ringing in your ears still, and it still feels hot and uncomfortable, but you feel a little bit cooler than you did previously as your mind comes back to you, the Arcanite ring protecting you from the brunt of the exposure to the heat. What's the first thing you do as you become conscious?
Was that an action to do that? Or an object interaction? What?
I mean, to be fair, you're not in initiative right now.
It was a roleplay action.
So it was a roleplay action. What would you like to do next?
It was more to... Because I'm gonna use my last spell slot to use Cure Wounds on myself. And basically try and buffet myself even more. And actually heal something, considering I'm fairly damaged.
Yeah, that's fair. You can do so.
The hell hurt?
As your consciousness starts to come back to you, you take in the glowing red room around you. You can now feel the overlapping presence of the primal smiths gathered around you. Arizag seemingly talking to all of them. The hostility that you previously felt as they glared down at you has seemingly eased as Arizag is explaining them in Giant in a rather hyperactive form. Just a string of words coming to them as some of the primal smiths, two of them seem interested in what he's saying. Another cautiously kind of just listening, and the fourth one shaking his head, throwing his arms up, and exclaiming in Giant, "Yeah, Arizag, no, yeah." Gongra! Just periodically to whatever Arzag says. Arzag continuing forward, undaunted by the interruptions.
There's always one.
Would you like to? They seem to. They kind of like glance down at you as you've been casting your spell, but as the rings form and dissipate as the lower level magic, they return to watching Arzag.
Okay. This is very warm, but I can grin and bear it to see what you have been inspired to make. Should I say anything to them?
Arzag glances down at you and takes a pause in their stream of conversation. Good. You are awake. Excellent. I didn't want you to miss this next part. I was just explaining to my colleagues the idea you have inspired in me, and other than old Grumpy over there, the rest, and to be fair, even he brings up valid points, and we'll go along with it, but likes to object and complain. They have agreed to pause their respective projects to produce a prototype of my idea, with all 5 of us using the primal flame and the forges of creation. We may be able to create something quite quickly as a proof of concept. There'll have to be some adjustments made, some different material choices to maximize a slightly different use case than what yours is for, but no, this could be an revolutionary.
Most interesting. Can't wait to see.
Yes. Well, I've just assigned different tasks to my colleagues. But I suppose if you were working with myself, I will select the greatest part. So, tell me, Apprentice Zormir, out of the 5 components of your armor, between the legs and the propulsion, the arms and weaponry, the head and optical display, and the protective chassis, or the use of taking it all together, which would you like to help me with?
Over the so the chassis, the weaponry.
So legs and propulsion, arms and weapons, body and defense, head and information gathering, or piecing it all together.
Well,
and like
Just
the
bear in
joints
mind
and
the
infrastructure in between it, like the
repercussions if you don't
skeleton
do well.
frame.
I maximize most of my defense, so I could definitely help with making it very defensible. I mean, even my nature of my being allows me to enhance my physical resistance. So I'll go for helping him make the actual armor.
Very, very well, Apprentice Zormir. Godedat, Dinda, Galgan. As he gives instructions to his fellow elders, and they all kind of waddle away back to their respective forges to set things up.
Concept of a fire giant waddling is quite amusing to me.
The 5th guy, actually, rather than like putting all together, because I don't really have a 5th forge, is going to be in charge of just retrieving the primal flame for people and assisting.
Supplying, yeah. Second pair of hands.
Supply
where it's
run.
needed. No, it's the second pair of hands where it's needed. I get that.
He's a gopher.
He's the go.
A solid 5 to 10 minutes pass as Arzak sets up his station, and you can see that he's brought out a variety of quite high quality metal ingots, donning the left and right of this outcropping inside the underground dark stone. And you can feel like as you get closer to the edges and the running lava all around the complex, the stones themselves seems to give off a kind of cooler sensation as they appear to have quite a high temperature point, and are actually doing a good job kind of keeping this place from just melting into a hole.
Fair enough. So,
Now, tell me, apprentice Zormia. For your chassis and your defense, what metal do you like to use?
well, I tell him the sort of best sturdy but lightweight metals that I use.
Alloys. What alloys do you use?
Yes. Now, we have something a little bit better here in Iron Core. Are you aware of the substance called iron glass?
Mm.
You must have seen it used upstairs for our doors.
I'm guessing I would have heard whispers of it being from the Prime, but not heard a lot about it or seen a lot of it.
You just seen it upstairs. They use it for all the doors
And
that we were in.
bits and pieces. I don't know how it's constructed and made, but
It's quite a delicate procedure, and we actually have to use a foreign element to create it. Do you know what prismatic ice is?
Oh, that makes a lot of sense, actually.
Magic ice.
Do you?
Yes. We have to have it.
Should I do a history check to see if I know it? Because
It
he,
is
the player,
possible
has
you
no
will.
clue.
Yeah. Go ahead and give me a history check to see if you're aware of this rare. It's going to be a high DC, this rare metal.
Yay! He knows it.
Apparently, while you haven't worked with obsidian iron or iron glass, you have worked with prismatic ice for some reason.
You built a fridge with it in college.
The engine coolant on the fucking car.
Wow.
So prismatic ice is, for all intents and purposes, the opposite of obsidian iron. Where obsidian iron has properties relating to fire resistance, prismatic ice has properties relating to cold resistance, and is effectively a form of ice that is squeezed so heavily under pressure that it forms a metallic substance.
Just like the stage up from what blue ice is in real life, then.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'll rattle off the facts that I know of. That.
Good apprentice. Yes, it's good to see you have some knowledge. Here in Salvos, the only place that you can find prismatic ice is by bartering with the ice maidens from the Bluebell Shores.
From Kislev.
Oh, that one's a bit on the nose.
That's on the nose for us. I don't know if you. So there's an ice cream place that we know that goes to LARP called Bluebells.
Yeah.
So,
Damn good, famous ice cream
fucking
down
good
there.
ice cream.
I'm aware of it.
Yeah, I thought you probably wouldn't. So.
So, one of the very few metals that we have to ship into Iron Core is this obsidian ice, and with it we can use it to temper a form of obsidian iron while it is still in its boiling process, to infuse it and create almost a diametrically opposed form of the substance that you know as iron glass.
So that's why it was cold to the touch. Cool.
The
Interesting.
substance fades away in the presence of fire.
Ah,
We saw that.
so your doors.
yes, it is what we here at the Foundry classify as a second generation metal. The first generations, or primary generations, being prismatic ice and obsidian iron. The second generation, or secondary generation, is the iron glass.
Ah, interesting. I'd love to hear more of the combinations of the different elements that make up the different metals.
We will get into that. But for the process of what we're going to do in order to make the metal for which we're going to forge the suit of armor, we are going to create a tertiary generation, a third generation alloy, using and incorporating cinder crystals into a slightly different makeup or different amounts of composition of iron glass and more obsidian iron.
Ah,
I'm getting ahead of myself here. What do you know of obsidian iron?
uh, did I roll a history check about obsidian iron before? I can't remember.
You have previously, and you are vaguely aware of it, but you've never worked with it.
I have some rough ideas about it, but I've never worked with the stuff. And due to the high temperatures you require to be able to even work with it.
Yes, it's the most reliable ways to use primal flame or fire giant magic. Now, normally I would use fire giant magic for something of less importance, but the use of primal fire will add a semi-sentience component to the metal, which is what we need here. It allows us to imprint patterns and, let's say, actions and reactions into the metal.
I see. Well, like when do imprint gold arcanite into materials of, it gives it a life of its own as well. Did not know that primal fire gave life to the metals as well. This is interesting.
Well, yes, my knowledge of the arcane arts, while is still rudimentary, yes, that would be an appropriate glance to it. Now, obviously, such arcane practices are incredibly rare, given the rarity of pure arcanite, and the hybrids are much more notoriously difficult to work with, and also it is generally considered unpure to use or to work outside of the element or the core elements. But yes, as you may or may not know, all primal materials, all elements, and the core 5 elements of air, fire, earth, water, and evil are in some way just extensions of the monarchs, and as such, they are extensions of life and have a life of their own.
Ah.
The primal fire allows us to dictate to these life forms who can be quite stubborn when working without the primal flame. Not impossible if you have the primal, if you are connected to the primal arts, but requires quite a force of will to tame. The primal fire allows those without the arts or those with the arts to enhance their authority over the elements, to enforce the hierarchy.
Interesting.
So as you hear a call from behind you of the primal smith shouting out something in Giant, and Arazag kind of like, one second, and reaches out his palm towards the large cinder crystal jutting out of the wall above the forge. And you can see almost a trail of energy passing between the two as he twists his palm, and if you glance around the room, we'll notice the other 4 giants similarly interacting with the cinder crystal as the force field around the primal flame in the center of the room dissipates. And the primal smith very carefully puts his hand towards the primal flame and just cups a portion of it out as he turns and starts walking towards Arzak. At this point, they all reverse their hand gestures, and the shielding returns around the primal flame. As Arzak looks back down at you. Sorry, what was I saying? I lost my train of thought.
A very good security measure.
What was that? Sorry, you need to speak up. It's quite warm
sorry.
in here.
Sorry, I said a very good security measure.
Oh, yes, you can never be too careful. Only fire giants would be able to, and only those of a particular skill can interact with the cinder crystal of such a volatile nature. They are deliberately invoked with extra energy to make them hard to tame and dominate. Well, the only other way you could drop the force field would be destroying all 4 crystals, but we generally keep a few primal smiths working in the core at any one time. So you'd have to not only destroy the crystals, which, trust me, are quite resilient and quite explosive if destroyed, but you'd have to do so while defending against primal smiths, and he made me owed, but our control of the fire elements, and, well, as he kind of just looks around the room filled with lava and cinder crystals.
Yes.
Let's just say we have the home advantage.
Yes.
Advantage.
I did have a momentary lapse of consciousness when I entered the room too, so I could see how the non-resistant to fire would struggle here as well.
Yeah. Quite frankly, the only time there's less than a couple of us in the room is when we're called by the General Lieutenant himself in audience to discuss something of technical matter. But even then, we maintain at least one smith in here at all times.
Good. That is. But we were discussing how you're enhancing the primal magic with your of the flame and the metal, and we're
Yes.
making a third generation.
As the primal smith steps over and still cupping reverently the primal flame, passes it to Arzak, and even in its presence, you can feel the intensity of the heat coming off it, but the smiths seem unaffected or unfazed by the heat. As Arzak turns and places it among the coals of the forge in front of him, and you can see it kind of flicking and whispering. You can almost feel a presence coming off the flame itself.
I wish I had your ability to manipulate flame. It'd be so useful.
That's a biological gift. The gift of the monarchs who created us. May they reign for all eternity. But yes, I was telling you about the 3rd generation. It's going to be effectively a hybrid compound of iron glass, but reinforced with obsidian iron and engraved with the commands to retract only at certain flame signatures rather than the default signatures that the generic doorway may be inscribed with. Something of such a complex command that you could only inscribe with the primal flame's authority. Yes, this will allow us to effectively, at will of the wearer, to effectively recede and melt the armor away and retract it back at any moment. A form of well, I don't even know what I would call that.
I can't quite think of what I call it when I retract the lost limb.
Yes, I suppose a Emberlock alloy. I quite like Emberlock.
Yeah.
I was trying to figure out a fantasy word.
I know
for
you were.
effectively nano armor.
I could tell you, yeah, that's why it's like, it doesn't quite
Like,
work.
damn. Yeah, it's just too technologically based. But Emberlock is cool. I like Emberlock. There you go. You gotta name our new 3rd generation alloy.
I'll take it!
There you go. Emberlock alloy, a reinforced iron glass obsidian, inscribed with primal fire. Yes, this will maximize the utility and functionality of the armor, allowing it to be retracted and redonned in mere seconds.
Yes. Definitely a advantage of having to essentially have almost squires help you put on armor.
Yes, but more importantly, Zormir, do you see what else we could do with such almost autonomous armor?
Well, quite frankly, I thought of one or two things. When something targets certain areas, you can force the metal into a smaller point where it'll protect that vital part a lot harder, and or be able to allow you to retract your armor so you can get hold of things easier when the armor doesn't give, and or protect yourself from intense flames if you aren't as fire giant as yourself.
If we manage to perfect this technology that you have brought to us, Zormir, well, this could be the next generation of advanced primal warfare technology.
Yes.
Well, we could finally stand toe to toe with the Republic's. God, did the Republic armor have a name? I was gonna call it super armor.
And you have to describe it, and then I could maybe come up with
just
something.
power armor.
It basically power armor.
It was the Halo-esque armor that the Mind Flayers are generally wearing in all the flashbacks.
Oh, that kind of
Give a name to
crystal
it.
plate stuff. You haven't got
Oh
any-
no, they were wearing it made of a metal a dark green metal alloy.
Oh.
The crystal armor is specifically unique to the Amethyst Knight because he went mad and killed
I
the
was
dragon.
wondering, yeah.
Mm.
Could go like synth plate, that'd work.
I think it had a name. I'll
Yeah,
look for my notes. Can't remember off the top of my head.
Probably had a name. I don't think.
But
it's-
anyway, the finally stand toe to toe with the Halo armor that the Republic has.
With the not Halo armor.
With the Spartan
I'm
armor.
about to say, yeah, I remember describing the Spartans now.
Yes, Mind Flayer Spartans. Let's
It's
go.
not. It's not Mjolnir armor. Gungnir armor. Call it Gungnir armor. Be really blatant.
But I'm getting ahead of myself. Before we start work on these men from Iron Core in their fancy armor, we must first perfect the prototype that you will help us build.
These kind of Iron Core men.
Iron Core, man.
Yes.
Iron Core man. Oh
Well
no.
then, while we begin making this armor that we will eventually mass produce for the entire outpost,
We should
Zormir, shall we
shall
get
we-
started?
we should start these armor wars.
Yeah.
Oh,
Shall we
God.
get them started, Zormir? With you helping us
Yes,
with these
I'm-
iron armor suits.
Yes. Let us begin.
Yes, yes, Zormir, yes. Let us begin.
Hell yeah.
As that's where we're gonna pause there, Zormir's scene.
Uh-huh.
To
As
go
we
over
get
the,
to take a quick,
the security breach up top.
we're gonna take a quick 5-minute break so my voice can return from
That
exasperated,
overexcited
Mad-
giant.
overexcited elder giant who's just had an idea and not considered the moral implications of whatever weapon they may be unleashing upon the world.
Mm-hmm.
That's a later.
We'll return
problem.
after the break to the continuation of the new Armor Wars Alterra series.
Hell yes. Nope.
The
just-
spin-off show.
The spin-off show. We literally just started like freaking Warhammer 40k versus the Halo universe in Alterra.
So I joked in the Discord before this about us doing war crimes. I think Zorm's about to do some war crimes.
We're about to do some
Just
war
gonna
crimes,
say
guys.
Zormi's future war crimes is what this episode is called now.
Yep.
Uh,
Hey, on the bright side, because this armor can retract and like regrow, like on it autonomously, it might be wearable by barbarians, and I want some. It only
We'll come back
activates.
to our words in a moment.
Yeah.
It's fine. We're gonna vamp. We can vamp.
Okay.
It's my
Yeah.
cat started killing each other halfway through that, so I got like intermittent amounts. But fuck yes. Also, by the way, yeah, Assassin, you have like 22 giant spider eggs essentially in your stomach.
yeah.
And the fact that we're probably going to get searched, and I
Yeah.
have most of the super crazy illegal shit on me.
I mean, I did send a message to Chris saying that I've told Squidge to eat as much incriminating evidence as possible and run back to the rest of the party.
You don't have enough.
I mean,
You're nearly full.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know whether you actually have the stuff on you or it's disseminated between Fuck You's bag of holding and Assassin.
A lot of the
And
stuff that Alvina has is the super illegal stuff that she won't let go of. So she has
Right.
the box with Imix's crown in.
Mhm.
She
Oh,
has the
shit,
jar.
yeah.
She has the jar full of Imix.
Yeah.
She has red dragon egg. She
Yeah.
has 2 giant spider eggs.
Yeah.
And that's all just in the backpack. I haven't checked the rest. That's all I know is in the backpack.
Okay, so in an
Feels like a very
emergency,
valuable lesson.
in an
I didn't do
emergency,
it!
Alvina just needs to pick up Assassin and like make them puke.
Oh yeah, a rod of the with a silver dragon paraphernalia on it.
I was gonna say pick up Assassin by the ankles, but I'm not sure if Assassin actually have ankles.
Bit
They
like
have feet,
tentacles.
right?
By the
does Squid
bottom of the
have feet?
tentacles.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I also
Fine
have.
appendage.
I also have the dagger that we stole from the forge, the gauntlet
Yep.
that we stole from the forge,
Uh-oh.
Look.
Yeah, Assassin
look.
is a glass-sized gem as well.
a box of
I
obsidian's iron tools, a lot of gems.
I was sleeping. I
Some
don't really
chalk.
know why we're here. I'm
Where are we?
just
Why is it so hot? I'm drying up.
exactly.
I have a black dragon dagger. I have the troll grenade.
Yeah.
I have the worm. I have that null
Uh-huh.
peace
The worm?
amulet. The random
What
worm that we got given at one point.
Oh, yeah, there
Like,
was a magic item worm.
it was
yeah.
it was magic item worm that Alvina took because no one else wanted to touch it.
I was the. No, that wasn't the mind flare egg.
No, it was. We haven't got a mind flare egg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was
Yeah.
there was an aberration egg that wants you to open it somewhere.
Oh yeah, that's not on me.
Okay.
I think fuck you has that.
Possibly. Let me check my other items.
He's like, I don't have that. Why are people leaving?
Not sure. So in my other
We're
items,
gonna
I've
have
got
whispers.
5.
Oh,
5
assassins
blankets.
or Mira gone to whisper.
Yeah. 5 blankets, obsidian iron ingots, or smithing tools, red star, sapphire.
Oh, you have the
gem.
tools. Thank God, I've written them down in
Yeah.
mine. Okay, so we at least got something.
Do
I
you
definitely have.
the Phoenix down.
No, I don't have the Phoenix down. I have the
I-
other ones. I have the arc
Think-
feathers.
Yeah,
I think Fade is the
I've-
Phoenix down.
Yeah, I've got an arclight feather as well.
Yeah. Do I have
The
two
one
left?
that was in the boxes with the ignits and the tools.
No, I think
No, we don't have that. That's
No.
Fade.
no. Yeah,
Yeah, Fade's
I
got
was gonna
that.
say either Fade or the Point had that.
Yeah, it's not us because we fucked off. I have a chunk
That's
of
not
rock
too bad,
from an
then.
elemental worm. Some
I've still
bloodstone.
got
What thing might they have?
What?
Oh yeah, the
Phoenix down.
books. Yeah, I have the books.
Oh yeah, I also have one of the books. I have the dragon
The
book.
one that said dragon something.
I have the
yeah.
dragon book. Oh yeah, I have 2 arclight feathers left on me. So if
That's
Okay,
fake
soon
thing,
will
dragon
be
ball.
one. I mean, I hope you have a plan to get out.
I didn't have a plan to get in. I didn't do this shit.
Yes, you did.
No, assassin did it.
This time.
This time I actually didn't do anything wrong. I was fine with
Yeah,
this.
well, okay. Who takes the spy with them everywhere?
They live in my bag.
This- yeah, Your bag, your fault.
The point made it.
Yeah. You can't blame somebody who crafted something for you.
Also, I can blame
as
the
a
point
gift.
because they're the one that had food. Also, it wasn't a gift for me, it was a gift for Assassin.
Yep. Yes, it was.
So once again, it comes back to Assassin did it. Alvina was being
Yeah,
good for once.
I'm still blaming you.
I didn't do anything for once. Now, normally I'm down to be blamed because it's usually my fault. This time I actually didn't.
That still feels like you.
Now, this time I was actually going to have a snack, go and walk around, find a Hydra egg, buy it, then come back
As
to
you
that.
do.
I was also going to actually go and investigate the Monstro Guild stuff while you weren't here, just so I knew what we were dealing with. So I could tell you. No, because I could tell you if there was anything really dangerous. It was literally going to help you out.
Members of the Monster Guild.
They are dangerous. They are dangerous.
Yeah, but I wanted to get
dangerous.
information so we could
They're
avoid them.
puppies.
I wanted to get. Oh, they're puppies. I'm having all of them. Yeah, Alvina's just gonna be eating pastries as like this security patrol comes up.
She'd be like,
You
"I
know,
paid for
in-
these."
In my defense, I'm an idiot.
Yeah, but I did nothing for once that instigated this.
Yeah. The brain cell is down in the forge, so we're all screwed.
Yeah.
I was wondering what your plan here was of handing over, like, obviously failed mail.
I just wanted to see what would happen, not gonna lie. And now I know what's gonna happen. I'm gonna get
We're
arrested.
gonna get arrested.
Yeah.
Hey, not necessarily. You just tell them where you found it.
Oh,
They'll
do we
go-
just drop the lich in it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's fully gonna be my intent now.
Yeah, I mean that's how I'm gonna try and get us out of the fuck out of this.
Oh, yep, I've got a full scheme.
We have
Go
a
with it,
plan.
Alvina.
Good,
I
go.
have a scheme. I follow my leads. We're gonna
Gotcha.
get through this.
Gotcha. Get us the fuck out of this without me losing all my shit, please.
Yes. Yeah, don't worry about it.
Follow my lead, I've got a scheme.
It's fine. I'm just pretty and have pastries.
You're pretty pastries.
I'm pretty and have pastries.
Paid good money for these.
I did pay good money for these. I paid for this. I also have must go to this sweet festival, by the way, written in my notes there. Did we get a
Yes.
date for that? I have it as a few months.
A couple months in the future. Unfortunately, you did not have a chance to ask for specifics.
Assassin got us arrested before we could ask for specifics.
I mean, you might be
Click,
right.
click, click.
More importantly, you also didn't
I've
get
given
where.
us. I've given a security opportunity, so yeah.
Assassin's gone undercover.
Further
The prisoner.
undercover.
Sin is now a quadruple agent.
Yeah. Also, by the way, fuck you. You're actually fine on your part of it because you are still a lamp.
A lamp that's got a
That
hand
talks.
covered in mimic coins and is slamming it against the desk.
It's fine. Security shows up. I think the criminal knows when to duck and cover.
You just grin and bear the
Just
bite
grin
mark.
and bear the bite marks until the security leaves, having arrested Fate.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to assume they can't stealth while banging their hand against the table.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
as
why
soon
he
as like
grins and
security,
bears
like,
it.
yeah, as soon as security turns up, he's gonna stop banging his hand against the table, and then like try stealth his way out.
Yeah, just lamp.
Still,
While the mimics are still attached.
Hey, it's gonna fucking hurt. They've accepted it's gonna fucking hurt.
There's going to be
Yeah.
some damages for you then, Babado.
Mhm.
We'll get to that in a moment.
And Chris makes the security stay there for a long time.
2 hours.
It's
We're
a
about to
proper
find out how
interrogation.
much of a fight Fate is about to put up and how much James is going to talk their way into more trouble somehow. As they try to outsmart the guards and realize that's not how talking to the police works.
Okay, so which part of us being arrested do you want to go to? The mostly passive one, or the one that's going to take forever?
Can we go to the others first?
Oh yeah, the random. Can we go to the not security risk one?
Yes, the ones who are actually doing something illegal.
Yeah, the ones who are forging shit.
All right. Are we good to get started again?
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah.
Might as well just join the freaking people at this point.
Yes!
They're all getting
I'm
arrested.
still alive.
That's
Yeah, so we're abandoning our original plan. Bob, we're going to need you for the next 10 years to ingratiate ourselves with the fire giants, and then eventually use a bit of your tool to bust us all out of jail. We'll good?
Maybe.
That is an avenue you can go down if you get arrested.
Ship, as I'm aware.
So, as we return to Lou, the Point, and Abigail,
I'm going.
continuing with their and Gwen as continuing their forgecraft as they look out at both their parties to either side of them, having gotten the guards called down to them for various reasons somehow. Quite impressive, guys. Simultaneously, well done. Never know where this is gonna go.
I can't be blamed for this one, okay?
Abigail looks between the Point and Gwen. Should we get involved, or is this one of those cases where we shouldn't?
The Point will turn to Lou and just say, "Heads or tails?"
Heads.
Okay, let's see.
Heads is one.
Yeah.
Oh!
You get the elf. I'll deal with the goblin.
You get the elf.
Abigail, look
Go with
after Gwen.
Why?
I
Why
love
do
it.
this?
I
Why? We could have been quiet. We just had to be quiet.
didn't do anything! I can't be
Abigail
blamed.
just rest her hand on your shoulder. It's okay, Gwen. I understand. It's difficult.
I knew Fuck You would do something, and I knew Alvina would do something. Why were they separated?
I didn't do anything!
Why?
I didn't
Why
do
did they go
anything!
together for a concentrated problem?
I mean,
You know what?
neither
I
really
really-
did fuck you.
I really
Yeah,
love
actually,
the
yes.
idea. I really love the idea that when we get reunited, Alvina's gonna insist that she did nothing, and Assassin is just gonna throw her completely under the bus and be like, "No, this is all your idea."
I also just realised, yeah, you're not wrong. Fuck you and Alvina actually didn't do anything.
I mean,
The two people they brought up are the
fuck
two
you,
that
steal
were
that
actually innocent
coin.
ones.
Fuck you.
But they're the chaos makers. It's your own fault.
Yeah,
Stole the guy's pouch.
I have to
Stole
be
a mimic.
occupied. I have to be accompanied by at least one character with a brain cell at all times.
I have all the brain
Said
cells.
Stealing the pouch of mimics, it was not what triggered that
Oh,
scene.
so yeah, that's why. Stealing
He
the
was
mimic-
fine with that because it's just proof
That
that
was a
You're an
party
idiot.
didn't check the treasure first.
Yeah, that's just proof of idiocy.
No, it was Fade constantly like combating him and them realizing that they could turn this to their advantage of if you guys get captured, that's the distraction for him to go do it himself.
Yeah.
Because that's the sort of guy this
I know where I'm going.
non-named smoke genie is.
Told you, don't trust fucking genies in any game. They always try to get into deep shit.
Don't trust genies. For the sake of meta and for me not constantly referring to him as the smoke
He's
genie,
Norm,
'cause,
isn't he?
his name is Balik.
Oh, Balak, okay. I thought it was going to be Norm. Shout out if you get that reference.
Fucking Norm, I get it.
Yeah!
I don't get it. What's this reference?
Fairly
Mr. Mao.
Fairly Odd Parents. There's a genie
Yeah,
in
it's a
it,
genie
in a
from
lava
Fairly Odd
lamp called Norm, and he's a piece of shit.
Alright.
I remember this character now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dang it.
I've not watched Fairly Odd Parents since like nearly 20 years or whatever.
Yeah, it started a very old
He
memory.
watches every year for the God. How many seasons
I'm
are
just
there
go-
now?
I don't know. I haven't watched it for a long time. Okay, I've
Yeah,
actually
but-
found a GIF of the character. This describes the character in
Is
entirety.
it the Mounty one? Is it the Mounty gif?
No.
Okay.
This GIF just describes the character in its entirety, and you don't need anything else other than that.
Okay.
Nah, he's a little bit less like boisterous as Norm, a little bit more slimy and like schemy.
About the same amount of slimy and schemy then, but not as boisterous.
Yeah, he's not much of like a showman.
Okay.
He prefers to try to be a little bit more like schemer in the shadow.
It's Zinch. It's Zinch. Norm.
But yes, Gwent, Lou, and the point. What would the three of you like to do?
Well, the point who unfortunately tossed a coin and got
Failed.
and fuck you. We'll wait for the guards rushing towards us to go in and then go in behind them.
You chose violence.
That's fair. If you move your character slightly closer towards them, just to remind me. Assassin, what do you think of my of the sharks outside on the map?
Yeah, they're pretty neat sharks, honestly.
Hey, you haven't asked about the sharks yet.
I was gonna ask, what's up with the sharks?
They represent ships because I couldn't find a ship model, and I had
Oh
a shark.
my gosh!
You had a
I
shark
love that
man,
so much.
but you didn't have
In
a
all
ship.
honesty, I thought this was gonna be like a lava whaling town or.
Oh,
some
that'd be
bullshit.
awesome!
I mean, if you look
Sky
through the
Whale.
Spelljammer book, there are boats and ships that do look like animals and things. So it's not that.
There wasn't
Weird, by the way.
Dreadfleet. There was one that was like a kraken.
Yeah, I thought it was like a whaling thing.
You just
But it disregards to me. I like the sharks. They're cool.
I see. I like your response was just like, "Oh no, yeah, they probably just look like actual sharks."
they're actual
Yeah, I
sharks.
thought it was. I did think it was actual sharks.
We've got some
Or at
Dishonored
least I thought
shit
there were
here.
like sharks or whales or something.
We've got
you
some
know?
Dishonored
yeah,
shit
like
there.
Dishonored shit.
Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly.
This
You're
place
on my
runs
way.
entirely on whale oil.
All right, so the point is moving over to there, and Lou is taking south. And let's see if I can actually resize Gwent a little bit. Here we go. So everyone's now.
It's
actually-
tiny.
Gwent, what would you like to do while the two of your party members goes left and right?
Karen Fear.
Oh,
Yeah, I was just kind of consoling you.
But I'm gonna shift up next this way because of the party. Chaos Bringer, Spy, they can look after themselves. Cultist. If 2 out of 3 don't come back, I'm okay. But might need help with the ship.
Reforming
And
colours.
Fade was good.
Honestly,
I mean,
honestly, I'll take that. They're problems, but they can handle themselves. I'll take that.
Yeah, I'll take that.
They'll get into shit, but they'll probably get out. The other ones might not get out.
but like, making sure I'm not in any kind of direct line over there. So just
Gwent's heading towards one of the sharks.
Gwent's
So,
leaving. Gwent is
It's like, oh,
leaving.
maybe I just board one of the ships. If I just stow away, they'll never know.
I mean, if I saw Grant do grovel, cower, and beg, and as a part of the character,
Why does he
I
not
wouldn't
have
be
that?
surprised.
Why does he not have that kobold ability built in?
I mean, it's not even a kobold ability anymore.
Is it not?
It's no.
it's such a shame.
Oh, I love
Yeah.
that ability. What's the
It's
reason
a,
to play
it's a leg-
kobold?
yeah, it's a legacy ability now.
Uh,
Junkrat
So you
has it.
can still take it. Good.
No, if it's a feat, yes.
All right, as we continue down south, then the camera panning over Lou as we arrive at Alvina and Assas Inn as some guards approach, and since they weren't actively casting magic, the guards just come up to them.
I'm eating.
And in giant begin to speak, kind of look between you and the elderly fire giant lady. Got it gone, got it ga.
I'm just
Oh,
smiling. and looking.
could I cast tongues? Is that fine? Could I have done that since we're in a giant town?
My
Oh,
one
and
did
the
just.
stun blast.
My one did get turned off. It's
Well, I
an
think
hour.
it's an hour.
Mine
I
got
think it's
turned
an
off
hour,
a
let me know.
little bit ago. So
Let me see. Let me see.
it is an hour.
It is an hour.
Because it's been cast on me for the past 2 sessions. And only
I can
just-
imagine you cast it as you woke up inside this place that seems to be talking with lots of different languages.
Yeah.
Albina is just going to smile, mouthful of pastry, frosting all over, just smiling as she's looking between the guards and the old lady
Smile and
giant,
wave,
and then,
smile and wave.
like, just incomprehension.
But as the giants are also coming over, I believe you also had a request. I'm going to need a... are you attempting to eat the parchment, or more importantly,
Oh, God.
your companion trying to eat the parchment that the old lady is currently holding?
Interesting.
Yes. Yes, I would like Squidge to try and
Jump.
stuff the letter into their pastry and swallow it whole.
You know what? I'm gonna just ready my next character, guys. You know what?
But I would then like to pick up Squidge and like pick him up and then just kind of give him a talking to at the same time, of it being like, no, buddy, you can't do that. We're trying to do someone a favor.
Oh, gotcha.
All right, so we're gonna let the dice decide, as we always do in D&D.
They can understand.
I'm going to need Squidge to attempt to make me a dexterity check of some nature, either acrobatics, sleight of hand. I'm assuming Squidge doesn't have proficiency in things.
No, so and I also don't know how to roll for him.
Is
I'll
he
be
a
honest.
familiar?
He is, but he doesn't. Like, what stat block would he use?
Use an octopus, an ordinary octopus.
Oh, that's probably a vibe.
I think it does have a stat block somewhere.
An octopus, a legitimate octopus has a stat block. It's a tiny little thing.
I mean, either that or
It
I
has
can
good
just
dex.
give. I could just. So how much dex?
It has
I'm just
+2.
going to let you use your proficiency, because that makes the most sense in this scenario, since it's a hybrid magic item.
That does
Squid
make
is.
sense, and it's an acrobatics, isn't it?
It would effectively be a dexterity check, a d20 plus your proficiency.
Okay.
Oh, so that's the same as my acrobatic. I'm just gonna roll that because it's faster.
Okay, 16. Yep, the old lady wasn't expecting a Squidge to suddenly latch out tentacles and pull the sheet of stone paper towards its mouth and devour it.
So yeah, the issue is that Squidge will not let go of secret knowledge. So Assassin is losing that battle. And so instead Squidge is like, come on buddy, we've talked about this. As Squidge, like, come on, spit it out. And he's like patting him on the back, trying to get him to like pat it out as the guards are coming over.
So the guards, as you come over, the first initial, as you can imagine, conversation was, what seems to be the problem here, ma'am, are these, and they use, let's see, you have tongues up, but they use a word that doesn't completely translate from your magic tongues, that we're gonna say blown embers. Do these blown embers are these blown embers causing you any troubles?
Okay.
It was a literal translation. You didn't get the intent for that one, I guess.
Yeah.
But you can give me an insight check if you have proficiency.
Do I have
understand the meaning.
proficiency?
Come on, you've got it.
I don't.
Really?
I don't. No.
Wow.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the
Wait a
nuances.
minute.
Your information broker.
Oh no,
you
it's
should.
fine. It's fine. It's fine.
It's a very
It's fine. Continue.
Yeah. Continue.
Assassin believes anything anyone ever tells her.
The old lady is kind of just looking between you, kind of thingying the pet from the backpack of Alvina, and kind of just, this pair seems to have, and the creature has devoured it now. Kind of just looking at the creature with wide eyes.
We're at a food store.
What the hell? Watch. They seemed really suspicious and had documents belonging to a transport vessel. Highly strange.
Is she speaking in giant?
I would like to walk up to the giant, having like yelled at Squidge, and Squidge has like run off, like completely sprinted off. Like I'm being like, come back here, and then like running up to the guards and being like, please, you have to help me. Can you help me, sir? I want to be as the most pathetic giant, like, tongues ever.
I'm going to need you to give me a disadvantage persuasion check.
Persuasion? Oh,
As you are blown embers.
Oh no.
Oh no.
And this is going to be contested against the old lady's advantage persuasion as they try to convince the guard of who to believe.
Well, that's
Observation?
a
What?
10 for me.
Let's have a
Oh,
look here. I'm going to give her a +1 for being an old lady.
Yeah, fair.
you bitch.
I mean, it's
I
fair,
was
though.
trying to do a nice thing.
And she is going. The reason you get disadvantage is because you are blown embers, and the reason she has advantage is because she is a native.
She is a granny.
Oh.
Damn it.
17.
She would have bait me either way.
Oh no, so 17 is her highest.
Oh, that's fair. My highest is a 10.
Would you like to do anything before I announce the results?
Let
Use
me
your
see.
destiny.
Let me think about this. Yeah, I'd like. Oh, yeah, I have a destiny point because possession. Can I
Because
use my destiny point, please?
Yes, you may. Go ahead and re-roll. This will just be.
Oh,
1d20.
fuck.
God damn it!
Oh.
Somehow worse.
I didn't
Somehow worse.
do anything.
The dice gods have decreed it as the giant looks down at you and, in their very stern, authoritative voice, we're gonna have to need you two to come with us.
I look at the old lady because they look evidently like something was just said. What did they say? These are really good. Thank you, by the way.
Oh no.
I look towards the old lady like that. I mean, I know she can speak common. So.
Oh.
She doesn't
Assassin's
say anything.
like.
She just kind of guiltily looks away.
Aww.
Assassin's
I
will
started to
keep-
feel bad.
Assassin's gonna keep the bit up and it's like, if you insist, I'll come with you. Alvina, we have to
I have
go.
nothing to hide.
Oh, okay.
I'm,
Thank you for the nice food.
you're gonna look after us, right?
Yep, as
To the guards.
And I just wave through a mouthful of pastry.
The two guards take flanking positions on either side of you as they begin escorting you towards the teleport pad at the south of the infrastructure.
You're going back.
I feel
Hey, I have
feel
done
very
nothing.
protected.
Yeah, Alvina's like, okay. She is not.
Look, as you approach them, you can see the guards escorting them towards you now. What would you like to do?
Yeah, Alvina's mouthful of food.
What would you like to do, Lou?
Lou,
Would you like to get caught up with them?
Lou, do you want?
Or pretend you don't know them?
Lou, I have a 50-50 on this one. Do you want me to just shout, "Hey Lou, can you do me a favour? I saw some Hydra eggs over there. Can you go and buy me one?" That's what I'm 50-50. Do you want to be down for that? If you interact, that's what I'm going to tell you, basically.
You know what? I'm a charlatan, so I don't know yous.
Yeah, fair enough.
It's just as they're walking past you, immediately like shadow yourself and become part of the crowd.
I just like, I'm like Thor and Ragnarok, just covering his face in the crowd. Like, oh nope, I don't know them.
As you manage to easily slip by with your charlatan trait.
Yep.
The party, or Alvina and Assassin being led to the teleporter. We'll get back to them in a second, and we'll get back to you, Lou, in a second, to what you would like to do afterwards as well. Get some thought to that as we now go up and see what happens to Fade and Fukyu. Now, Fukyu, I believe you are going to attempt to go back to stealth after banging your hand against a table, which isn't exactly the stealthiest of things. So go ahead and give me a stealth check. However, since there is currently a creature actively gnawing on your fingers, this is going to be slightly distracting, as you can imagine. And I'm going to need a stealth check at disadvantage for the pain.
Come on, fuck you. Yes!
All right, as far as the fire giant guards are concerned, you're just a lamp. Fade, as you are casting your cure wound spells, unbeknownst to the fire giant guards, you are casting a benevolence spell.
Ow, 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 ow.
They are charging towards you, and you get almost a shiver down your back as some innate warning sense calls to you as large pieces of metal begin flying towards you, as I need a dexterity saving throw at disadvantage because there is 2.
Holy shit, I've seen this scene in Resident Evil 8.
I think I've seen this scene in Avatar.
Also, it's in Avatar, yeah. I was mainly thinking like Heisenberg in RE8, where he captures you. Oops. I don't think
Unfortunately,
5 makes.
actually, would you like to do anything before I announce the results? And you have one
You're
destiny
muted,
point, so you've already
Jen.
used up all the others I've counted.
Yeah, I know I've only got one. I don't want to do. No.
As you amazingly glance to your left or right as these chains come hurling towards you, you see what look to be almost draconic metal mouths, or metallic, like almost like a bear trap in the guise of like a draconic face. As these chains, as this mouth wraps around you and seems to almost little pieces of metal to the left and right on the upper bottom part of the chain flip out and around you, creating an extra almost beak length to it as it grapples and restrains you. And a second one comes in and hits you at the lower part of the body around the waist, and also extends open and wraps around you, grappling and restraining you, as you have been grappled by two draconic chains.
Do I know what the draconic chains do?
The things that have just
Like,
grabbed.
I can.
You've
Yeah,
got a
I'm
fairly good idea
guessing.
given what they've just done to you, yes.
I'm guessing that they stop me from casting spells as well.
Would you
Is that right?
have any knowledge of
I mean-
this? This would
I mean,
be a flat
I
history check.
myself am guessing. So.
Yeah.
like,
This would be a
and they saw me
disadvantage history
cast-
check.
They saw me going about to cast a spell, and then they chucked chains at me. Ergo, I'm gonna go with they're probably stopping casting spells.
That's fair. I'll actually need to double check it because it doesn't stop you casting unless there's somatic
Yeah, but I
components.
it's not somatics, but that's just what.
Yes,
any kind of thing
because
like
it,
that would
it
do.
actually binds your arms together.
Where's the disadvantage?
It's disadvantage because this would be a memory loss that you'd have to recall. Nice. That's fair. Fucking 15 history check.
I rolled a
Amnesia
six.
means nothing to you if you keep succeeding at recalling fragmented memories.
Yeah.
You get little pieces and ideas, not the full picture because there is still cost to amnesia for those watching, but you get a rough thread of idea of they are, for all intents and purposes, just standard equipment that you know the monarchy, the fire giants to use. You remember seeing a dossier about Iron Core's defenses and internal policies during your studies to be an inquisitor, and you can see little professor studying away at a room filled with documents, being trained for their life as an agent of the rebellion. And you remember that these things are specifically designed to immobilize a creature and immobilize anyone doing somatic casting. They're effectively just auto grapple and restrain, and are really useful just kind of police restraining equipment.
Handcuffs. Got it.
Yeah, they're ranged handcuffs, effectively, for all intents and purposes.
Neat. Cool.
As you find yourself kind of just wobbling on the spot, now grappled by these and restrained by these two draconic chains, as you can see the grinning, snide face of
Bart, or whatever his name was.
Balak.
I take a mental snapshot of it, and just keep it for later.
As he stands up and speaking in giant. Now remind me, you do understand giant, don't you?
I speak giant. I would like to
speaking
immediately start talking.
in giant, he looks to the guards. He goes up to one of the guards, and you can overhear, even in the noise of the area. You keep saying. Yeah, that's fair. He goes over to the guards, and Fade, give me a perception check while you do so, as he says to the guard, "Oh, thank you, sir. this mad Noid just came in here and started hurling insults and profanities against the monarchs and threatening me as he presses in towards the guard. And you see something exchanged between him and the guard.
Yep. Of course it is. It's a shady market.
Fuck you, what are you doing while all this is happening?
Being
Well, that's something I also like to be talking under my breath, looking distraught, if that's alright with you. Well, fuck you's doing this one.
Yeah, you can do so.
Fuck you's, would he have seen the passing of something between the two?
Also give me a perception check.
Perception.
Get a natural 20. You've seen bribes before. Told you! Knew it! Fucking knew it!
Okay.
The lamp sees everything.
The lamp sees
So,
all.
my red light is blinking, watching this bribery take.
Is someone recording
Recording.
this?
Yeah, of course I'm recording this. It's gonna be a stink station later. I zoom in on their badge numbers. Bitches. Fucking
But Mormon, you get
pose.
even more detail of
Face
not
me.
only do you confirm the exchange of coins, you get an exact value of 10 platinum coins being exchanged to this guard. And also hear the whisper that comes afterwards of from Balak of
Fuck you can't speak giant, so if they're speaking in giant, he wouldn't know.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair. You hear a whisper of something that you are
Something
unintelligible.
incriminating.
You get a general sense that it's some extra instruction on top of whatever he said publicly, and he's definitely given like a bribery instruction to the guy.
You know what
Can
it
fuck
sounds
you-
like, though? You're a good performance, you can mimic it, and I'll understand it.
Potentially. Can fuck you pry one of the platinum mimics off his hand?
Not biting
And-
you.
Yeah. And essentially try slip it in with the other platinum coins.
Ooh, this would be a little bit tricky given that they are a little bit of a distance away from you, and you would have to clear the distance between the pair.
I mean, I'm wearing my lampshade. I can sneak.
You could, yeah, you could
The lamp
Look.
suddenly sidles up.
Here, you. I'm willing to let you stand still as a lampshade to be stealthy or move out of line of sight, but a lampshade walking up to someone and flipping a coin into their hands while an exchange is happening is a little
Can-
beyond belief without invisibility.
Yeah.
I mean,
Give me an invisibility and I'll let you do it, but until you're invisible,
To-
you're
to-
asking to do an impossible check.
yeah. To become invisibility, I need to play my lute.
Just
Bling.
just flick the mimic away from you. I think it'd be fine, honestly. Onto
Yeah,
Fade.
can I try flick the one of the coins like at one of the giant's feet?
Yes, that is believable, and you can definitely do from a stealthy position. Go ahead and give me a sleight of hand check to see how well you can like almost slide that in there without causing too much of a disturbance.
It
You're
falls
gonna want
off
to
the
give it
lamp.
a natural phenomenon.
Yeah.
As you roll,
I'm gonna try Destiny that.
Mm-mm.
That's better.
There we
Oh,
go.
yeah.
it slides in there perfectly. And are you sliding it towards the one who is making the deal, or to his second?
The one I'm trying to slip it in with the other platinum coins that Beska or whatever his name was gave.
Balak.
Make it
yeah,
look like
Balak.
one just fell on the floor out of his hand.
Yeah.
Essentially.
You succeed in sliding that over, and as Balak kind of turns his back onto the guards to start walking back towards his hut, the guard notices it and reaches down to pick it up. And I'm going to give the mimic a chance to try and bite, because this will determine the reaction.
He's
I believe
handed
it
you
was
a handful of
really
mimics.
that is an 11.
I don't think
No
it-
chance.
I don't think it hits a fire giant guard who's probably in armor.
It doesn't, but he holds it there while it tries to bite him. And he looks at his hand of other coins, counting them all up and just like, or trying to like subtly count them all up. He's not particularly doing a great job of it.
One and another one.
However, because the amount of coins he has in his hands is the correct number for the bribe without this extra, he's going to assume that the extra, or he looks to be assuming that the extra must have come from somewhere else or not been a part of the bribe, since he had to pick it up. And let's see. What does somebody do when they're just holding a mimic coin they don't want?
Put it on the person that you've just been bribed to take away.
Depends how evil he is. He could flip.
He's a
it to
fire giant.
Let's find out here. And
Evil check.
God, this is. I knew I forgot to do something. It was to make a temperament check.
Oh yeah.
Oh well. I'm gonna just use. I've just been using the random character creation tool for it anyway, and just take whatever the thing is there.
This fire giant's had a long day.
This tells me nothing. Give me
This
a
is
minute.
useless. Back in a second, one of my cats is demanding food to the point of then just like jumping in front of the camera.
Starvation.
Oh, apparently this guy's inquisitive. Okay, he got the inquisitive trait.
Come on, let's get food.
He's gonna take out a little stone box that looks to have like previously contained his lunch, and he's just gonna place the coin inside because he's fascinated by it, and put it back in his pocket. As they flank either side of Fade, and easily with the easiest of ease lift Fade up and begin walking him away, or walking them away.
Yeah, so I'm still speaking in giant, and I'm saying stuff like, "I must heal, and as they approach me, I'm going to reach and try and convince them that I'm brain damaged, which I am, because I'm kind of missing part of my skull. I'm hoping that'll play into the whole me being not in my right mind."
Okay, give me a performance check. There's definitely like a lot of tenseness around them as they're watching you, with a lot of wariness, a lot of suspicion, a little bit of fear and like apprehension. Definitely thinking you're dangerous. Let's see if you can ease that away. Unfortunately, you're playing too well into it.
Destiny.
Ooh, 13. Actually, is that that's what guidance, isn't it? You wouldn't have time guidance. That's a 9.
Been a 9.
Ooh, unfortunately, not a success.
I'm proficient in section, but actually, I will use my past life. I will add a d6. It's
Okay.
a minimum of 10.
I'm back.
Let's see
And
how high
another
you.
4 for 13.
13. Okay, their tension seems to ease a little bit up. They're not completely like nonchalant about you, where you'd have advantage on stuff for their distraction. But neither are they giving you a lot of attention. They seem to have almost like gauged you as could be a little bit mad, could be a little bit probably not that dangerous. They don't have sense about them. So they ease up a little bit enough to effectively return their wariness of you to a state of normalcy.
They're like, they might be drunk.
Basically, I'm trying to convince them that this weird looking creature was clearly built for some reason. That reason might be to heal people, and maybe it's a broken toy.
Maybe,
A broken
but
experiment that
that's
someone
not
has thrown
fair.
away in the garbage.
Both their thoughts are, that's not them for deciding. They're gonna give you to somebody of intelligence to decide that.
They are gods. They are going to do
They are
god things.
guards. You are weird and suspicious. They are going to pass you over to their captain.
Perfect.
But while
at
Fate
least
is
they're not
being
beating me up.
while Fate is being carried away by 2 fire giants, Gwent, actually the point who ran over there, you get there just as Fate is being carried away, and you can see the sinister, satisfied, smug smile on Balek's lips as they're almost chuckling to themselves with sinister intent. What would you like to do?
You'd probably hear
Yeah,
me
I'm-
mentioning in giant. I'd switch momentarily to Dwarvish.
I'm deciding between two
In
options.
fact,
You don't see fuck you being carried off.
You chose the pacifist.
Okay.
24 stealth. I don't even know if you see fuck you.
Yeah.
So
See, you don't
number
see
two
him being
is,
carried
It's a
off.
nice lamp, though.
Yeah, this is a great lamp.
yeah,
So with number two, I'm still disguised Nazir as an Azir.
For the next, like, 5 minutes.
Yeah. How long is Alter Self?
It's an hour, and with almost... Like, yours was about the
Well,
same amount of time as my tongue, so it'll be ending soon, essentially.
Yeah, yours was the same as my
Yeah,
polymorph.
yeah.
My polymorph ended ages ago.
Okay, in that case, I'm not going to go for that. I'm going to go for the other option. I will run up, obviously running over anyway, and God, oh God, thank goodness. There was and point literally away from where Gwent and Abigail are. There was a horse thing that took my gold. It went that way, and again pointing away from Gwent and Abigail.
Up towards the Monstro Guild. Then...
Yep.
Give me a persuasion check at disadvantage because you are blown embers.
He looks like an Azir.
Not anymore.
Oh, he was. I
One
thought
of
it
those
was
is
Do
ending.
that ran out.
I thought it was ending. Okay.
Uh-oh. Is that a 1 or a 7?
That's a 15.
7.
Okay, it was a 7. 15.
Okay. That is... Yep, that beats their DC.
nice.
As one of the guards kind of glances to the other, and they seem to like almost like a message passing between the two, that subconscious looks you do with your coworker of deciding who's going to deal with this. As one of them releases Fade and kind of stops and turns to you as the other continues on with Fade. And
Okay.
were you speaking in Giant or Common?
I was speaking common, I don't speak giant.
In a really broken Common, they kind of look down at you of, what problem?
A horse body, human body,
Thing.
top bottom thing. There might have been another human, I can't tell. It took my wallet, my
Money patch.
Hmm.
Also,
My-
yeah,
my
I'm thinking the
money
same thing, Gwen.
that way. They went that way. Hopefully, doing this loud enough that Gwent can hear it happening. And it was running away. It might try to disappear into some other dimension or something. Just trying to be as much of a mess as possible.
Okay,
As much of a babbling mess.
calm down, strange person.
I don't think I can. I can't afford I can't afford to leave without my money. I don't have any. I paid for passage here so I could buy some stuff then go.
Quiet. Calm.
So continuing to mumble but quieter.
Come with me. We have a look. As he kind of steers you, points you line up forward towards the direction you're pointing, indicating for you to like start moving with him.
Okay, I will start moving. I'll start limping in that direction.
You can hear him sighing as he's looking away. Looks back at you. Yes, let's search for problem, little one. Search for
I
problem.
think you're a lost child.
I'll take it as long as it's distracting enough. I will take it.
How far are you traveling with him as he appears to be scanning the area, occasionally looking back at you? He's not giving you too much attention where you couldn't easily slip away if you wanted to. But he seems to just be coming with you to search for whatever you think the problem is.
Going as far as I can in that direction, get him as far away from
Gwen.
the others as possible.
Gwen and Abby.
That's right, you do that. As we move back to Gwen, as all this is happening, the point is leading off one of the guards. One of the guards is just carrying Fade by like the underarm
Yeah.
down south.
Someone carrying a box.
The point has gone off to look for a centaur thief that description remarkably matches yours. What would you like to do?
Well, after hearing that, I'm tempted to stay hidden. But do I have enough time to do 2 spells before, like hidden in here, before heading over, or is there just enough time for 1? What do you think?
I think you've got time.
I think you would have time, given your speed and the fact that they're having to cross half the map, and the map is larger than indicated here, given it's a large port market.
Okay,
So
then
yeah,
I'm
12
gonna
seconds of casting's fine.
I'm gonna borrow knowledge on myself to bump up my persuasion by a bit,
I don't even know what.
and then I'm gonna cast tongues on myself as well.
Abigail's kind of looking at you. Do you want me to come with you? I'm not particularly well versed in giant diplomacy.
Oh, for love of God, save me if need be. Or if it looks like I'm going to be captured, shoot me in the back of the head.
Kill me.
That's a joke, right? I can't
No.
tell this party.
I can't tell this party.
Then I'm going to walk across to the guy that's got Fade and say in hopefully perfect giant, what are you doing with my idiot?
All right, give me a persuasion check. Let's see.
You're gonna
You
get
look like a
arrested.
centaur, so you're clearly a noid of some variety.
Centaurs
so
are
give me a-
fake, actually.
Surely with me having been compliant thus far, and also speaking in giant, saying things like "I must heal, broken," and being a broken thing. Advantage?
Yeah,
It would
Question mark?
Centaur are
No.
fey. I don't know if that's better or worse.
Not for the sake of here. They're still
Okay.
a slave category,
Alright.
which means any non-slave noids are very rare and also generally prejudiced against.
Fair enough.
So give me a persuasion at disadvantage.
A disadvantage.
You're a random fey here. You're...
Because you're blown embers.
Doesn't matter.
Shit,
Doesn't
me.
matter.
Doesn't matter either way. No, I will use my destiny to
Yeah.
re-roll that.
I mean, it's not a natural one. It's not a natural one.
The giant guard looks down at you, looks at Fade, and you're speaking giant, so in giant, kind of looking at you and Abigail.
And say,
I'm sorry, but your idiot has been causing trouble. If you want to release them, you're going to have to sign some documents and pay a small fine. Please come
Can
with
I
me
just
for processing.
Pay the fine now, and we skip the processing, and I'll jingle some coins.
How much coins? What are you doing? Just jingling a bag? Or describe to me how you're attempting to bribe this guard.
I pull out.
Mhm.
3 platinum and like roll them around my fingers. I don't have time to deal with paperwork at the moment.
You see him kind of Fade and Gwen. Do either of you have proficiency in insight?
I'd be kind of surprised if Gwen.
Yep,
doesn't.
I do.
Yeah, but you're kind of surprised if Gwen.
Give me an
doesn't.
insight check.
Nice.
I also have protection.
Well, you also gain the similar knowledge that mostly it's Gwent that mostly needs it. The giant stops, and you see him glance behind you back towards the tent as he seems to be considering something.
Is the fine more? And I pull out another 3.
He kind of looks down at the coins and kind of like nods his head over towards like a more southern section. If you just want to pay the fine over here.
Certainly. And I'll
Thank
walk with you.
fuck.
It's paid twice. Fuck this shit.
As
The
the
guy was like, I've made 16 platinum. I'm set.
with the combined insight of both Fade and Gwent, he is definitely walking you out of line of sight of the tent before he takes this deal.
Yep.
absolutely fine. I'm just glad he walked down this way, didn't walk up.
I was
past
about to
us,
say,
so,
word up
yeah.
north would have been so bad.
I have a plan for that.
Thief!
As he takes the coins, puts them away in his pocket. There's definitely a like satisfied smile to his face now as he hands you Fade as like, just keep him out of trouble
No, we'll cop.
and keep him away from the northern
reach-
section and the
I'm gonna
smoke
reach
tent.
I reach up towards him and say, "Have you healed? Have I healed you, sir?"
Get off me! Get off me,
Get the fuck away from me!
He gets a
Really?
bit
Oh,
touchy if he's concerned, so come on. Come
my
on.
sleight of hand were even slightly higher.
Gwen, as you're doing this, as Fade is passed to you and the giant begins to like turn and thingy out of the just to like the side of him, you see Alvina and Assassin being carried
No, I'm
flanked by
working.
2 guards.
I'm walking perfectly normally, eating
yeah,
pastry. I'm willing to go. Look, I don't know where I'm going.
Flanked by 2 guards being escorted back to the teleport pad as well.
So I'm going to turn to the guard who I know is corrupt. Just, do you know them? Are they friends?
Yeah, he stops and glances over and just like mumbles.
They cool.
Don't know them.
Fair enough.
Not my business. Begins
Not
walking
mine.
away. Before we continue with that, we're gonna move back to Lou, who has it's like now just halfway through the crowd.
I was going to ask, since they've all buggered off and fuck you's just still standing in this tent as a lampshade.
With Sod off next to you.
I'm assuming
Sodoff's the bulb.
Sodoff would be with Abigail and
Going, okay.
so yeah. So fuck you's just still standing there as a lampshade. Is the Jin like talking out loud about anything? Is he doing anything suspicious?
He is chastising his smoke genasi servants for not cleaning a dirty suit spot.
Okay. So while he's doing that, then fuck you's just going to be prying the platinum mimics off his hand and just throwing them around the shop.
Onto
Yeah, you do
chairs.
Yeah, that's all fucking wants to do for the time.
Get rid of the mimics.
Yeah,
Yeah.
back to you guys. Lou, what are you up to?
That's a bad sign.
Nothing good has ever started with that laugh.
Then after Lou, we'll go back to Zormir for a bit.
Lou?
Lou, what would you like to do?
I'm here.
What are you doing?
Are you just standing in the crowd,
Giggling.
watching the
Sitting there
shenanigans?
watching this. He's an NPC. In this.
He's giggling.
Oh,
Good.
what's going on with those two? Huh,
He's just
because,
standing
good
there,
day today.
menacingly.
And doing the finger points with
Okay,
quiet
guys.
contemplation.
Give him a chance to
Yeah,
talk.
what you got, bud?
Or if
I'm
you're not,
gonna try and get the heat off Alvina and Assassin
Okay.
by casting minor illusion and making somebody shout and scream.
Just start shouting. Just put him out of someone's head of yelling.
Yeah,
That's kind of cool, actually.
little distraction.
All right.
I think you can do that, yeah.
Give me a
Performance.
This is to determine how well you can like make the scenario seem realistic. So, give me either a wisdom or charisma performance check.
Come on, Warlock Charisma.
See how entertaining or call to actiony the performance is. Okay, that's pretty good. I assume you're kind of doing it.
Just to make sure.
You're gonna
Okay.
stab someone.
How did you know? Where is it? Where is it? Would that be an ability check? Yeah.
That is an ability check, yes.
With the Pact of my Talisman, I'm gonna add a D4 to the roll.
Alright, go for it.
I always forget you packed to the talisman. For some reason, I keep thinking you packed to the tome.
Talisman.
Yeah.
Lou can't read.
4,
Luke can't
3,
read.
so
20.
20.
Dirty 20.
Alright, nice. And I imagine you're doing this next to the guards, or
Yeah.
just like a small distance way to draw them off. Okay. As you do so, the guards both pause to like glance over and see what's happening. Definitely distracted if Alvina and Assassin want to try and escape. But while they're making that decision, the guards are kind of glancing at each other, and in that silent agreement that the guards seem to be able to innately do from working with each other, one of them closest to the problem is going to run over into the crowd. What would Alvina and Assassin like to do?
Alvin actually has no idea what's happening, so she's kind of just wandering along, so it's an assassin. What are we doing?
Yeah, I'd like to assess the scene. How likely is it that we could feasibly make a break for it?
They're all paying attention to, or the final guard with you, as the other one is running away and has his back turned to you, is looking on at the scene. And unless you were absolutely disastrous in your stealth to draw attention in, you could very easily walk away.
Okay, then I will
Tap Alvina on the shin because
yeah,
she doesn't know what's going on.
I'll pat Alvina and just like look at her, do like the synonymous shh sign, like points backwards.
Tilt the head
You get-
back out. Come
and
on.
then we'll try and sneak away.
Yep, I will try and sneak away then.
Give me some stealth checks.
Does this
Well,
count?
this is the one I'm proficient in.
Does this
so-
count as stony terrain?
What was that 20?
Assassin's
Holy
gone.
shit!
Oh, 32,
No.
Jesus.
Like
No.
a temple in the night.
There's not enough stone walls to like interplay.
Literally was like, I keep forgetting I've got this, I might as well ask.
Yeah, that would be for one of the like scrap yards with their actual stone
I
walls
am
and valleys.
Gone.
16, I'll take it.
Alright, that succeeds, yep.
It's gonna
Assassin
wander
has
off.
just phased into the ethereal realm.
Assassin doesn't even know where they are right now.
Turns out Assassin was here for the previous few sessions. We just didn't notice. 'cause
Assassin's
that's
still
so
in the
good.
forge, actually. They've got the primordial fire in hand.
As you do the combination of Lugrim's distraction and some not terrible stealth,
But it just literally walks away.
the pair of you are able to easily slip away from the final guard who is distracted.
Seeing as I got in that 20, can there just be like a little piece of paper that says "Saws" on it when they look back down?
Yes, there may be.
Thank you. Thank you.
So that seems like a pretty good resolution. I think the only thing we need to finish up here is the point, but we'll come back to you, Point, to see if you managed to get into any additional shenanigans. After we go back and visit Zormir, who is in the middle of crafting a very beautiful set of armor.
Come on, Zomir.
As the Primal Smith has gone back, and you can see him throughout the process of forging and reinforcing the various metals they're using. Every like couple of minutes, every 2 to 3 minutes, there is that shout again, and again the Primal Smiths all like reach out and deactivate the shield just long enough for a Primal Smith to go in and get a piece of flame and walk away. They never seem to leave the shield open for any more than the amount of time it actually takes to put their hand in, take out the flame, and then the shield goes back up. And they seem to be more than willing to like repeat this process rather than just leaving it up while they distributed the 4 pieces.
Mm-hmm.
But while
Hey
it's
guys,
happening,
I'm not going to be able to steal 4 fucking jars of this stuff while you are
I'll
around
take
up there.
one at this point. We can
Yeah,
alternate the dragon egg, it'll just take longer.
And I'm too distracted by this crafting to be bothered about filling jars right now.
That you can craft with it later, when I'm done with
Uh.
it.
You know where it is, basically.
Yeah.
No,
I know
pardon, you've
where
got
it
a
is.
lot of information gathering, so this is already a success as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
Mission
And-
complete then. Woohoo!
Good
Now?
ending.
Wait, I'm just saying, information gathering
Big
is a
voice in the
vital
said
part
so.
of any encounter design.
So continue with the craft.
Would you like to do or say anything? Are you focusing on anything in particular while the initial phases of this craft goes underway as we montage through the initial stages of the craft?
Intently watching how the primal fire interacts and seeing if I can think of any way through Arcanite I can do the same sort of manipulation.
Ooh, interesting. Okay. All right, so you're trying to glean some additional knowledge. How many times are you like interrupting the flow? As an artist, you are well aware of the kind of flow state that a craftsman gets into, or at least Zormir is as they are forming their art. How many times do you interrupt that process to ask questions that may aid you in gaining more knowledge, but might agitate Arzag while he's working? Are you taking the risk to gain an advantage on any intelligence check, or at the cost of any disadvantage on any charisma, or vice versa?
I think I know the sort of opportune time, so it wouldn't be too many. Probably a couple times, just to when I'm in my process that I take a break to sort of think on things or just think of my next action, but not. It's not that vitally important that It's not. I'm trying to
Well, it's the actual like,
glean
time
from my own
Yeah.
my own process when's the best opportunity. So I'd only ask him and the points where I think the best opportunities that aren't going to be a detriment to the flow and not annoying.
When he started to like cool a metal, like it's gonna take a couple seconds. That's when you ask.
You mean the guy who can perfectly bring a metal up to temperature and cool it down at will with 0 cooldown?
Yeah.
Yes, that process is 0 because he doesn't need to wait.
Yeah, he's good.
That's the interesting part about the Fire Giant's craft. Of as eventually you also start to pick this up as you're getting into it. Arazak never seems to slow or stop. You keep waiting for those lull and momentum, but if anything, as you look around the room, the Fire Giants, as they begin to sing their work shanty, are accelerating in their pace. They seem to be tireless, relentless, fueled by the very fire around them, that their passion is easing away any form of ache or slowness or any break they may have. Hours begin to pass. And they are just getting quicker and quicker at their job. And you can see Arzag is occasionally mumbling to himself, and initially it did start out with him trying to explain to you in common what they're doing, but as they got more and more intense and focused on their craft, they began slipping into giant more and more, until eventually they are just, while somehow chanting in between the lyrics of the chant, mumbling an entire paragraph in giant of what they are doing before slipping back into the chant.
Can I, whilst he's doing it in giant, write down these words in giant?
Do you know how to write down Russian from hearing it?
No.
Yep.
That's it.
Just by the sound.
You know what characters are being used, though. It'd be like, say, write down this poem in Chinese that you're hearing.
Yeah, so I don't know if you've tried to transcript a foreign language that you don't understand.
Or
it's nearly impossible at the rate they're speaking. Maybe if you had the feat, the memory feat, maybe. These are the choices you must make, Zormir.
Okay, and I'm guessing I'm just doing this straight up off of watching and then.
Yeah, it's going to be more difficult, but and you're going to take in a lot of knowledge here. So, as we enter into the skill challenge of Zormir attempting to understand the high
Smithing.
fire giant craft going on in front of them. You're about to see just how intelligent Zormir is.
So
Okay.
this is Zormir's death.
Yeah,
So,
his brain's
as
gonna
you-
explode.
The first step to any learning experience is the ability to perceive what they are doing, to take in every little nuance of detail, to take in every little feeling and flow of what they are actually creating and crafting, as I need a wisdom check with proficiency for your smith tools. So a wisdom check with proficiency for your smith tools. As
So
you-
I've got-
let's see.
I've
Is there
got
any-
perception with proficiency.
Oh yeah, that works. You guys can also just like tap your like wisdom button and just add proficiency manually if you want to do it quicker. But I was also just thinking of, is there anything giving you disadvantage or advantage realistically? Oh.
If the heat is the only thing I can think of, and you said that has been fixed,
Yeah.
so
Yeah, because the ring is giving you effectively temporary protection against the scorching
Cooling.
heat. A flat roll seems fair. You aren't doing anything that will help you take in the knowledge, but also I don't think there's anything stopping
I've
you.
got the witness's index to tap it down, and
Unfortunately, that's only for arcane processes, though, not primordial.
primordial.
Yeah, if they were an arcane smith, oh yeah, all the advantages for that.
all right.
But since
Well,
it's a
more I
primordial,
was. That's what I'm jotting it down at. But
um,
and obviously, it's written in arcane, but it's basically detailing the process that they're using.
right, but that's just a regular check. That wouldn't give you
Yeah.
advantage doing it.
Yeah, it's,
No, I'm
it's,
just
it's
saying
not
that's where I'm.
helpful.
I'm just saying that's where I'm jotting it
You're
down.
writing this down in your
The
index.
code, the index is the notebook you're using.
Yeah.
As you begin to
Yeah.
perceive everything as the hour passes, just the continual acceleration of these giants at work and the echoing and the emotion that fills the air, you can almost sense the air thick with pride of the work they are doing.
Guess I wouldn't get a short rest for doing this.
No.
'Cause I'm
Probably not.
sure. I'm not sure if my
No, to be fair, they get a short rest for just witnessing. If they're actually practicing the work, which Arzak
Because I
hasn't
wanna-
set up, this is you're like witnessing this first part, and he's teaching you.
Mm.
You are not skilled enough. An apprentice does not get to touch the master's tools at this level.
Yep.
all right. I want to see.
But you can get the benefits of a short rest after this skill challenge.
Okay. It was to see if I actually
You have no
gained
flashes
anything.
back.
Yeah. All right.
I think
What do you
get
want
your flashes
next?
back on a long rest anyway. So.
Is it long way? I don't know. I haven't played that for a while.
As you have you taken all of the information and you begin to piece it to a pattern of study, overlaying it effectively with your arcane study and knowledge, attempting to find almost similarities, ways to like recreate what you're seeing in an arcane fashion. I'm going to need an intelligence check with your smith's proficiency first, and then an arcana check second, as you attempt to overlay the two sets of knowledge and combine it into one.
Okay.
Come on.
Technically, you could just do arcane twice since you have proficiency, but mechanically, they are technically two different skills.
Okay.
And since this was
That's
actually
funny.
a fast, the first one will be at disadvantage because you're trying to thingy it. So the primordial smith check effectively is at disadvantage since you didn't interrupt to ask questions.
Okay.
The arcana though, oh boy.
One
Roll Arcana one more time, Bob.
more time.
I'll even be generous and allow that third check to be the arcana check, and this one to be the disadvantaged smith check.
So
Wow.
it's definitely a 12.
Okay, a lot of the nuances and details of the primal technique is lost on you as you're trying to keep up, but they're going so quickly, and you can see them forging and reforging and doing 20 different things to the material as it flashes before your eyes. And you see suddenly they're incorporating uses of suddenly prismatic ice comes out of nowhere and is tempering into the obsidian iron, and then it's gone again, and then suddenly the primal flame is scorching. You can see ignis glyphs radiating over the metal before again that's kind of out of line of sight, and suddenly there's a second piece of metal here. Where did that get here? And now they're reforging and shaping that, and the first one is just kind of sitting there morphing and rechanging itself by itself, and then suddenly the two are combining together, and everything is just a whirlwind of activity as Arzak, even in presumably his old age, is as spry as any fire giant you've seen. But as the process comes to an end, the world begins to slow again. It's not Arzak slowing, it's you. It's the entire world around you as everything begins to go grayscale, and for a sweet moment of relief, the heat vanishes. As hovering behind you, kind of overlooking your shoulder, is the familiar night star-lined haired, almost elven pale figure of the witness as she's watching down at what you're watching. And you can see the notes that you're inscribing begin to almost morph and change without you doing anything, as suddenly what was a phrase describing a primal process becomes an arcane glyph that you recognize as the arcane glyph of red. And once or twice more throughout your paragraphs, things begin to change from phrases and sentences into arcane glyphs denoting different arcanite. Why did you call me here? This is not arcane arts. Zormir.
It's the primal arts, and the fact that witnessing how they forge their magics into things was something I wanted to understand and see if I could weave it into arcane crafting.
But what benefit is there to me? I don't understand the relevance to my birth.
It's something new, a new technique, and could empower the arcane even further. And make its new knowledge something to see and understand and make. I don't know. It was just an inspiration, and I needed to see if I could weave it into the arcane.
It wouldn't be difficult. All processes are defined by the laws of reality. And Zormir, you know more better than most that magic and the arcane are simply communication with the most fundamental of reality. I can feel some of your surface thoughts. Our connection deepens as you use the index to convey information to me. These primal smiths, I believe you call them, yes?
Yes.
They seem to have a reverence for the purity of their elements.
Yes.
That annoys me.
Yeah.
Hmm? What was that?
False. That doesn't feel right. It's a lie. It's unpalatable to my senses. Why is that? What does that mean?
Hmm. I don't quite know. It might be that they're the opposite of you?
No, it's not that they're the opposite, but it's that they claim to be something that is not. Their statement is a lie. I know it factually, and I can't explain why any more than I can explain my own existence here.
Hmm.
But primal elements aren't the building blocks. That's a lie.
Hmm.
A lie they seem to believe. I do not think they are deceiving in any way. I think they do believe it, but it is untrue to the universe.
Hmm. So, with the arcane, you could still manipulate the primal?
The arcane, you can do so much more. You are not limited by negotiations with primal forces. The primal laws obey the arcane.
Hmm. So I could advance the take their techniques and make them even stronger in with arcane.
I do not see why not. If you know
Hmm.
how to interact with the base code, then certainly.
I need to understand the base code then. That is a good start. And the more I know of the base code, the more I will be able to manipulate the arcane. And more I can help you to come to be.
That does ring true, but even that knowledge eludes me. Although, I have a sense of how that can be acquired. That wasn't there before. No, these fire giants may have may have the right idea. Fire consumes. Yes, there is a path. I can see it. A path that, if walked, may give birth to me and my siblings. The Arcanites have this knowledge. Consuming one of them would allow me to consume their knowledge. I could understand how that is possible, how to interact with the base code.
Hmm.
But that is no easy task. They covet their knowledge, they secret their knowledge away, they hide so that only they may have it. That is the problem with the Arcanites. They must control their monopoly on the rules of magic.
So we
Oh, yes, Omir.
so if we could rally the primals against the Arcanites, that may be a way to weaken them? Enough for you to take over one? Or eat one? Is that a possible route?
I get no sense from that. Maybe it's outside of my preview. I'm not.
Hmm.
My
It's
knowledge of
definitely
war tactics
it's
is non-existent.
hmm. It's my thought. The more
No.
of these people who can manipulate the prime that I can rally behind us or gain their knowledge might give us advantage against those Arcanites.
Maybe. Unfortunately, my lack of knowledge here fails you, Zormir. That I cannot help. The primal is not really my area of expertise. No, that's... Huh. I can sense her.
It's the one who wants
Huh?
to, it's the one who wants to talk to Alvina but can't figure out how to get into a dream.
that or the one that was talking to fuck you, seeing he was a fire giant.
It was the same one, I think.
I think the one that was talking to fuck you was the god of chaos.
That's what I was like. It was chaos and rage and stuff. And
Well, it was the one who was talking to Fukyu in the. Is this the one that was whispering around your ears?
It was
No,
the one
the
that
one-
went into Fuck You's dream, said they wanted to
Yeah.
chat with Alvina as well. But they can't figure out how... They've got an idea, but haven't figured out how to get into her head yet.
Yeah, because that's the one that told you about wanting to contact Alvina. So presumably they're the same person.
Fair. Okay.
Since it was the person who told you themselves.
Right.
It could be a skivvy. Like, go see this person.
That's what I'm wondering if is the one being referenced here by the witness.
But
Do-
anyway,
You sense what would bring any of your other siblings forward?
no, they each have their own path to walk, and some of us may never be born. The future is still much in flux. Who rises and who falls, who forms the new pillars of reality, has yet to be decided. Only time will tell that.
Well, I thank you for your words and for helping me recode what I writ into something I understand.
I could only do a little, but everything you describe here, these few small parts, these are base methods to the red arcanite. Not normal functions. They would require more intense or intuitive understanding of how red operates. But red can accomplish these with sufficient skill. Maybe not a normal amount. It would take deeper knowledge that I do not possess, and you would need to gather for me from some... I don't know. Any locations escape me. But there are spots, I can see them in the horizon. Pockets of arcane knowledge still left in this world before the Arcanites retreated within the Rainbow Plane. Even if you don't go into that shining ball of knowledge, there are still pockets you can seek out that would enrich my understanding to help you. But they escape me at the moment. You would need to find these yourself, Zormir.
I will do my best to find these. The more I can arm myself with the more knowledge, the better I can make things, the better I can forge things, the stronger ties I can bring to your being.
But I will leave you with that, Zormir. Pursue the red if you wish to learn a mimicry or a more true source. A cleaner, simpler solution. A more true solution to what these fire giants believe to be a base alchemy is nothing more than a secondary layer to the universe. They speak of primal and secondary as if they are the prime, unaware that they are the secondary. You'll need to acquire more red arcanite to experiment with, though, as well as additional knowledge. Unfortunately, the small spice pouch doesn't quite have enough. Not for large-scale, meaningful experimentation.
Maybe if I can figure out a process to separate the fused arcanites.
Maybe. But that eclipses me as well. Farewell, Zormir, and be cautious among these fire giants. I do not trust these primordials. They are self-delusioned, unaware of reality. It is a bad sign of character.
But is a good source of
Protein.
how to Shut up!
Sorry.
Now!
If Arcanite is law, primal energy is chaos.
This is information that will help me strive to new heights of artificery and manipulation of Arcanite, and a greater understanding of the base code, as you put it.
She simply nods to you as the world returns to color and you feel an immense heat against your cheeks. As the world speeds up, Arazag finally comes to a stop after an hour, and you gain the benefit of a short rest. As sitting there is, for all intents and purposes, what appears to be a beautiful, shimmering, silvery gray, glossy, with a hint of black glass-like polish to it. A slab of chest plate.
A breastplate.
As he stares down with a triumphant grin. Yes, Zoamia. The first piece comes together. We'll have a prototype together in no time. And then we will test the prototype.
Yes. I do need to learn the language of giants. I got a little lost as you... That momentum, that pace was incredible.
With time, young apprentice. With time. It takes fire giants hundreds of years to learn even the basics of the craft. It will no doubt take you hundreds as well. You do live a couple hundred years, right? I don't remember how long your races live.
I'm not sure for my
I
race
do!
either.
I know how long you live!
How long, man?
They usually make it to about 70 and then die.
Okay.
Humans are slightly shorter lived than humans.
With hundreds of years of study, you may rise to the second rank of Smith.
Is there any way to expedite that?
Where did this shit come from and saying this to me?
There's a weird language we stood next to you for the last couple of hours.
With that, Zormir, we'll come that scene to an end.
Yeah, that's somebody's gonna fucking heal from his lava burn.
You get a short rest as we come up to the rest of the party who've been up here for an hour. As Lou, you finished your forgery craft, and as we thingy back to the final couple people to make sure where we end people. The point, you were walking around with this giant looking for someone who's stolen something from you. What would you like to do as you've gotten a fair distance away now?
So I will have just been ranting to myself the whole time. I just go, I saw it. He reached into my pocket like this, and he took out my pouch of gold, and I'll pull out my pouch of gold, just like. Oh.
That's where the point gets arrested for time wasting in the police force.
I am so sorry. I
went in the wrong pocket.
You haven't seen the. I've not seen him. You've not seen him. I need to apologise to that centaur. I am so sorry. And I'll pat the guard on the leg.
Flay the scene.
Is there
you
anything
see
I
the
can do?
guard clearly grumbling and annoyed, staring after you.
Anything I can do to make it up to you?
Buy him a drink.
You can stop patting my leg.
No, it's very evident. He just starts walking away from you, annoyed and upset.
It's like, for fuck's
Wait, what's your name so I can tell your boss that you did a good job?
He makes a hand gesture at you that you have no knowledge of what it means.
You can
The point I've learned how to swear in Giant.
Yeah, he did!
Except he doesn't know what it means. So
No, he knows it's a swear word, though.
Yeah.
yeah, but
And that will do.
Go on.
Yeah.
All right. Fuck you. Did you want to do anything after just throwing mimic coins all over the smoke tent?
Oh no, he's still just standing in this tent with a lampshade on his head, occasionally wandering around and just picking things up and putting them in his bag of holding.
That's fair. I will let you know then when when Balak excuses himself to vanish from the tent, in case you want to follow.
Yeah, he's gonna want to follow him.
Also,
But in the meantime, he's just moving around the tent, just picking things up, putting them in his bag of holding, just random things around the shop and tent.
That's fair. Gwent and Fade, what do you want to do next?
To direct Fade and Abigail somewhere new to get out of the way,
Yeah.
since
that's
our
what I was
smoky
gonna say.
place is on.
it's compromised.
Yeah, since the genie was a fucking dick who tried to bribe, who did succeed.
Who
He
didn't try, he
bribe him,
did.
does. Didn't even try. He succeeded.
Yeah.
And tried to get me arrested.
I think he succeeded in
get you
getting you
arrested.
arrested. He succeeded in getting you arrested. You just got out of it.
And I'm pretty sure
When-
you owe Gwent 6 platinum.
Yeah.
I do owe Gwent 6 platinum, don't I?
Yeah.
I will definitely take note of that at some point. Remind me if I don't give you it back. When we get far enough away, I want to sort of look at the tent and just look down at my firearm and just point at it. Nothing happens. And then I point it again. Nothing happens. And I shrug at Gwent.
Didn't take the manacles off him,
Oh.
right?
So much
Okay.
for the great power of Imix, and I just sort of do that, wave my hand in the air, and accidentally activate the power of the arm, and I get to roll a d100.
If you like roll a fucking lightning bolt, I swear to God.
And I roll a 91. What happens then?
Teleport. Just straight up teleport.
A random spot of ground within 30 feet of me erupts in 10-foot radius column of fire.
That's pretty appropriate, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a fire one. There's a bunch on.
Oh, it's just a fire-based. Well, okay.
Yeah, it's a fire-based one.
Oh, I thought that was a
can't remember the name of it.
perfect random 100 roll. You got a fire-based thing happen.
So yeah, random spot on the ground within 30 feet of me erupts in a 10-foot radius column of fire. And as Gwent and I look at it,
Like, oh shit.
that's
Do they see Soloff just bursting out of
It just
nowhere?
jumps in it.
Running
I just
towards it.
walk slowly away,
Alvina
putting my
just
hands
makes
in
it.
my pockets.
Hey,
And
I'm
you
out of
look-
range. Also, yeah, that's 30 feet is huge.
You're right on the edge.
Yeah, it's probably the map being so
I
big.
Yeah.
just walk
Or
away.
like, thingied.
Whistling,
Imagine it's by 10
trying to
feet
look
each one, each
nonchalant.
square, right? This is a combat map, so. So, Fade has just caused a war crime in the area.
There's something interesting in here.
Oh,
One of these tents
yeah,
bursts on fire.
Yay!
Anyone within the eruption must make a DC 15 Dex save or take 6d6 fire damage. Anything not worn or carried bursts into flames.
To the tents.
A random
The
tent by
tent.
the smoke ventilation chamber lights up, and people assume it's embers just floating up from the forge.
I walk away and whistle. And
I'm
look
pretty
around
sure
for-
everything here by that design has to be fire resistant. So a lot of things
Yeah.
don't actually get damaged. It seems to be a normal convenience of fire erupting randomly.
They're like, oh, damn it, happened again. I'm gonna need to get some more booze or something like that.
There's a fun thing happens if I roll a full 100.
I bet.
When you move over to the rest of the party, what was Alvina and Assassin? I believe there was some mention of going shopping.
Yeah, Alvina has walked up. Apparently, Lou has found Alvina as Alvina's wandering back towards where she saw the Hydra shop, and has been given the trading writ. Is it the fake one or the real one? Because the point has the real one, right?
I have the
Yeah, I
realish.
get the real one back to the point
realish
after
one, right.
I'd looked at it.
Realish.
Then I have the 20,
Well-
the 20 fake.
We say real one. It's
The
the
points
one
one.
that The point got off.
The point's
Hey
fake.
guy.
Got him off of a guy. It's totally made of tin or something like that. But yeah, Albina's
gonna-
gone.
No, I'm going to try and take it off you.
It looks shiny.
No.
I'm going to try and take it off you. Like, no, you caused trouble. We're supposed to be.
I didn't do anything. I bought
Stealthy.
pastry. I paid for it.
Like,
All right. Well, while all
if
that's
they-
happening,
I can't
you guys,
believe you were antagonizing that poor sweet lady Alvina. She was feeding you and everything.
Yeah, she fed me.
So
She's really
weird.
nice. Also, by the way,
Yeah, she is.
Also, by the way, Gwen, have you heard of something called the? Give me a second. Festival of the Sweet Cake.
Yes.
When is it and where is it?
Give me the thing.
No, I'm gonna go buy Hydra eggs.
Well, definitely give me the thing now.
No,
You already have 2 hydras.
I know, but this is a fire Hydra.
This one's
Also,
special.
are there mushrooms in this space? So they're like fire mushrooms.
yeah, sure. The fire
Oh,
fire
shit!
can grow anywhere.
You were asleep
Um,
during the fire
can-
mushroom episode. I just realized.
Oh shit! I would like to cast Infallible Relay on the lady.
What?
What?
Yeah, I'm gonna cast Infallible Relay.
Okay.
She has to make a charisma saving throw, and if she fails, she feels compelled to go and phone.
The
Oh,
mushroom
shit.
phone.
Also-
No, mushroom phone.
Also, Gwen.
19.
No.
19. I don't think my spell save DC will be that high. What even is it?
16 or 17.
Yeah, it won't be that high.
I'm sorry. This old lady, she's resistant to mind games.
He's
Yeah,
a
I was
he's
gonna
a
ask
grandmother.
her
Of
if
course
her
she is.
refrigerator
nana.
was running.
Yeah,
She invented them.
yeah. She's a grandmother. She knows all the tricks. They don't work on.
I was just gonna spend some time pranking her. So sad.
We all
Yeah, my spell save DC is currently 15.
By
So yeah,
by
he
the way,
saves.
as Alvina is walking, because I imagine she's walking, and Gwen's like, "Give it here, give it here." We're gonna walk past the sweet shop, and I'm literally gonna wave in at the old granny.
Gives you a strange look, and then kind of just shrugs and I guess it's fine. Okay.
Did she wave back? Why did she wave back? 'Cause she actually got-
Waves hesitantly at you.
Awkward wave back.
And see,
Fe-
she likes
feeling
me. She's
my
really nice.
feeling my idea, I would like Squidge to have thrown up the pastry / letter
Aw.
in her in a back section for her to collect. It's surprisingly intact. Just a bit goopy.
They do so.
Yeah, you just brush that off, it'll be
Yeah.
fine.
Oh, by the way, Gwen, can I borrow 1,500 gold?
No.
Okay,
These
I'll
are the
just buy.
trader things.
I'll just buy an egg then. Okay.
Gwen's like, I'm already down 6 platinum, so no.
Why are you down 6
Fun.
platinum?
I had to buy the fade.
What did Fate do?
Sorry. Nothing. I did nothing.
You talked to the genie, didn't you?
All right, Fade, you said you wanted to do
No.
something before I switch over to the end credit scene, effectively.
So this is all well and good, what we're doing here. We're waiting for tomorrow for the ship to arrive, trying and failing apparently to stay out of trouble. What?
Speak for yourself.
You were the only one committing an actual crime, and you somehow didn't get caught. How is this
That's my
fair?
problem. But you got caught.
It will eventually become all of our problems, but this
You
is
keep
all
your
very well
problems
and
to
good.
yourself.
What do we do in what do people do when they're not stealing ships? And also I'm concerned about Dr. Zormi.
As you ask that question, we switch over to Fuck You, as finally, stretching and looking around the edges of the tent, looking like they're up to something. Balik returns to the back of the tent and slips through an previously unseen hatch into a back area behind the tent. Fuck You, would you like to follow?
Oh no.
Get him, fuck you.
Turn into a T-Rex.
I could
Turn
do.
into a T-Rex and chase him.
No, just lamp
Yeah,
after him.
fuck you, who's gonna follow?
Yes.
Give me a stealth check.
Natural 20. Natural 20. Natural 20.
Nah, but 21.
That one's good.
21's good. I mean, his perception is only like 13. Dude.
He might
As
be
you
active.
easily slip past the smoke genasi servant and you slip into the back of the dim-litted room into what appears to be a tent overlooking kind of just kind of bunkered down to prevent smoke from coming in at the edge of the back, kind of leaning partially over the drop into Iron Core. You come into what appears to be a regular kind of back storage area. However, you see Balak standing in the center of it, putting on some form of what can only be described as a scuba suit.
Okay.
Oh, God.
As well as there appears to be a hatch almost kind of constructed out. There seems to be almost like a little cloth hatch decontamination area almost. There's a little like cabin in the back of the storage area that you can see a slot underneath it that clearly leads below. As he is as kind of built into that hatch is a system of mechanical reels and pulleys. As he reaches over to the table, and you can see a small chest that he opens to reveal several scrolls within.
Mhm.
As he takes out the scroll, and he begins mumbling to himself. I'm just gonna have him in common because genies are common. Those idiots! I thought honestly, you can't get good help these days. I thought they would pose more of a distraction if they actually took the line and tried to charge in from the front, but oh well. What I've told that guard to do will cause more than enough distraction to pull some of them away. Yes. Now it's time to retrieve the ultimate treasure. Oh God, this better be worth it. I'm getting paid good money to get this, but if I die, what's the point? Still. Personal contracts by Mr. Kraken are pretty lucrative. Couldn't exactly turn it down, could I? Ah, damn it. Alright, let's do this. As he unrolls the scroll and begins casting invisibility on himself.
Wait a minute. Has that lamp always been there? That's probably not.
He pauses for a second and looks at the lamp, and then shrugs it off. Oh, no, I'm just getting the jitters from the operation. Everything's
There's
gone
something the
first
servants
according
did
to plan. As while invisible, you can see the little tent cabin door open, and a line of rope begin to turn invisible part way up. You can still see the visible part of it, just kind of hovering there in midair. As you see the trap door, the cloth trap door effectively peel back as smoke billows in, filling the cabin with this dark smoke so that you can no longer see the rope. As the chamber continues to be filled with smoke, and presumably something happens, but you can't see into the little cabin. You can't see what's happening to the rope within it. But
Something is definitely happening.
something's happening, and you're pretty sure that Balak is about to go on his own little heist. What you do with that, we'll find out next week if Fuck You cuts the rope.
I was about to say something. It's entirely 50-50 of either follows him or just cuts the line. One of the
Oh yeah, he was. I'm legit. As soon as he said, "Oh, he's gonna get out the rope," I'm cutting the rope.
It was like he's either
Well
gonna...
then, thank you all for watching. Thank you all for playing. This has been Alterra episode 38, Fire and Smoke. And dear God, has there been a lot of fire and a lot of smoke?
Yep.
Let's find out what happens to the party next time. Everyone's still alive and somehow going out of trouble.
Yeah.
Yay.
And
No
somehow
doubt
got
get back
into,
into
Did
trouble.
get in
somehow
trouble.
got into trouble. I'm not quite sure how. For half of it.
Finally
been
used my
Alterra for this
mimic
week.
arm.
Thank you all. Good night, goodbye, and we'll see you next time
See ya.
in the world of Alterra.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Out.
God damn it! How the fuck do we keep getting into these situations? I didn't even do anything once.
To be fair, I completely forgot what I was gonna do. I was gonna read our minds, and then I as a player forgot to do it. So
Yeah, I did wonder what happened to the scheme.
yeah, there was gonna. Well, see, the thing is, the scheme was originally going to be me handing her the letter and seeing how much information I could get while she was looking at the letter. But then I
You
lost all
didn't.
my brain cells, and I forgot that that was the point. And then I couldn't remember what my point was, so I was like, I guess I just wanted to be a dick.
Yeah,
Which, like, yeah, sure.
all Alvina did
Default
this
said,
session was buy pastries
"I'll be a
and just
dick."
walk up and down a bit. That's all she
Yeah.
did. She did nothing
Yeah.
wrong. She was a tourist.
My scheme, if they'd asked me where I'd gotten the information, all of that stuff, if we'd actually been interrogated, my plan was to blame it all on a skeleton and say I had been compulsed and like claim some sort of terrible experimentation and be like, I used to be a kobold, and just, you know.
Yeah, I mean that track.
Yeah.
Alvina was literally planning on doing just. I'm just here to buy food and like hang out. I've got nothing. I don't know. I found these on the way here. She was not gonna tell any lies. She just was gonna avoid the truth in certain aspects and just play. She's a fucking idiot. Card. But yeah, that's all we got for today, guys. Thanks.
Cade was trying to play the
and-
alternate card.
Thanks, Chris. And I'm convinced you're still gonna die, Bob. You're just gonna die in a different way.
Yeah.
You were more likely to die this time
I
than me.
wasn't.
That
Honestly, Fade was
And
more
yeah.
likely to die than you.
Yeah. If anyone,
I
it was
had faith.
fate most likely to take
Yeah,
damage.
the rest of us, I think, would have
I-
been fine. I'm convinced
I-
Fade would have died.
I mean, we've
Yeah, I
already
would have
established
switched
fuck you
my
to-
yeah, I would have switched my whatchamacallit cloak and dimension door away.
Can you do
one
that without
time
somatic
that day.
components?
I would need to look that up.
Yeah, I think it's somatic. I'm
You
not
have to
certain on that
look
one though, but
I think the Monobank cloak allowed you to cast the spell, so I think you still need to do the verbal somatic.
yeah.
Okay.
Door only has verbal.
check.
Was it only verbal?
Nice. Then you could have done it.
So yes,
I will
you can dimension door out. I'm pretty sure all like teleportation has that for that specific reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes
That-
So I guess
I
the
will-
semantic
I will-
component is walk through door.
Yeah.
Yeah.
with
Lucky
chains
for
on
you,
your arm.
Centaur money bags
Yep.
bought you instead.
Don't worry. We'll
Thank you.
get to it later.
And
When you
Gwent
see
has a
just how
soul.
adorable the baby Hydra is, you'll be won over. Because Alvina's
God
got
damn
enough
it,
money.
Jamie.
No, I like my pets. Okay. Alvina's
Yeah.
original backstory was once pet monster, preferably a dragon. That was legit in my original stuff, but I had nothing written.
This is not Pokemon.
Yes, it is. But yes, thank you very much for watching. I'll be back on Monday, and Alterra will be back on next Friday. See you guys. Have a fantastic evening and a fantastic weekend, every single one. If you keep playing the games, keep it awesome. You guys are the best on Twitch. Good night!
Nah.
See ya.
Night.